Basso.
I was gonna say, I don't think she is.
Yeah,
No, you're
ASA
covering her
Basso.
today.
Okay. You're covering all her
Judge,
cases today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
We have been in discussions, have some plea offers. We have a motion to dismiss to be set for a miscellaneous docket day. And on the record, we would also state that and I will put it in writing as well from my client, to waive jury trial and have this as a bench trial if we're not successful on the motion to dismiss, which is on legal grounds. So other than that, we'd make an oral motion to continue this case at this time, Judge.
All right, state's position.
Without objection, Your Honor, we would ask if there is a motion to dismiss that is pending, if that goes.
Filed in October, right, Mr. Wilton?
If we could get a court date for that if it hasn't already been assigned.
I don't think it has. Do we have a miscellaneous date that? What would you like, Mr. Wilton?
It depends on the date.
You probably know the cadence of this docket better than I do at this point.
Actually, I don't, Judge.
Afternoon would be fine.
An afternoon.
Would be good, Your Honor. I don't know what we have available.
That would be good with us, Judge.
Would that be sufficient time?
We'll
for
make
you?
that happen, Your Honor.
Okay, I think it's just a legal issue. I don't think, it's not gonna be factual based.
That is correct.
Okay. So that should be probably enough time. All right, January 9th, that's gonna be at 1:30. Do you wanna leave it, well, when is our docket day? Is next week, right? Okay, so we don't wanna put it on that. All right, so do you wanna put it on the next pretrial date?
Is it set for 1/9?
I'll set it for 1/9, but I'd like to have it with this next pretrial date too, in case it
Okay.
needs it, so we don't forget about it on the 9th, and then it doesn't have a court date anymore. February 24th for pretrial, January 9th at 1:30 for purposes of your motion to dismiss. Make sure you do a notice of hearing for that, Mr. Wilton.
And that was going to be my next question. I will get the notice of hearing done. And then 2/24 is that Monday for pretrial, correct?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Can you file that motion already? Yes. Okay, so just reminder. Thanks.
All right, next is Ms. Merrifield. There she is.
Your Honor.
Morning.
My first stint of cases is under Flaherty.
Okay. Go ahead.
First case is Philip Arnold, 24 CF 1947. There is a waiver on file. Request a continuance, and I don't believe the state has an objection. Need to review discovery.
Okay, looks like a pretty recent case. Continued to February 24th.
The next case, Brandy Merrifield on behalf of Chase D. Roberto. It's 23 CF 2489 and 2496. I'd like to leave this matter set for docket day without.
Okay, so plea or continuance, basically.
Yes, sir.
Did y'all get your depositions done the 17th?
We were able to achieve some of them. Unfortunately, others were not servable, but we may be able to come to an agreement. That's
Okay.
our hope.
All right, so we'll put that on the docket day for January 6th
January
at
6th.
9.
Thank you, Judge. The next is Rufi Neely in 24 CF 1847. Also request a continuance for Mr. Neely. We did have depositions on the 23rd. However, the arresting officer was not available, and he is going to be a critical witness.
Without objection, Your Honor.
Okay, February 24th at 9.
Then I have Matthew Packard in 24 CF 1455, 1456, also requesting a continuance. Don't believe there's an objection. There is some search warrant discovery that we are waiting on. It's my understanding that Ms. Basso now has that, and she's going to forward that to our office.
That is correct, Your Honor. There
This
is
is
no objection to
Packard?
continuance.
Packard.
Yes, sir.
Search warrant? All right, so what are you asking for on that one?
Asking to continue that one so that we can receive the search warrant return, Judge.
That's on both cases?
Yes, sir. It's 1455 and 1456.
All right, February 24th for both of the Packard cases.
Then I have Timothy Roberson in 24 CF 2001. Like to leave this one set for docket day without anticipate plea or continue.
Any issues with that, State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. January 6th for docket day, plea or continuance on Mr. Roberson.
And then the last one on this list is Jonathan Stewart in 23 CF 1476. Mr. Stewart is present and approaching. And Judge, we've reached an agreement, if I may approach.
Yes.
Stand right here.
No, it's fine. Getting cases done makes me happy.
Yes, sir. And Judge, in 23 CF 1476, Mr. Stewart's going to withdraw his previously entered not guilty and enter a no contest plea to lesser included. Would the court like me to read the terms, or would the court?
No, I'll go through. I've got to say them anyway, so might as
Thank
well
you,
just
Judge.
do that once. Let me just take a look at it. All right, Mr. Stewart, if you could raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm? Right hand?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Someone's going to call me ma'am. Someone's going to raise their right hand. It happens. All right. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Can you state your full name and date of birth, please?
Jonathan Stewart, 6/23/82.
What was the last part?
6/23/82.
82. Okay. I thought you said 02. All right. Mr. Stewart, I've been handed a plea and sentencing agreement. Have you gone over this with your lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Is this what you want to do today?
Yes.
All right. You're currently charged with trafficking in fentanyl, but the plea calls for a lesser included of sale, manufacture, deliver fentanyl. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Okay, and then so you'd be pleading to the lesser included as well as charged of the petty theft, a second-degree misdemeanor, and as charged criminal mischief, second-degree misdemeanor. Is that your understanding?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. Are you currently under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, or prescription medications that could impair your ability to make this decision today?
No, I'm not.
Have you ever been treated for a mental health issue?
No.
All right. Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Ms. Merrifield?
Yes, I have.
Has she answered all your questions?
Yes.
Is there anything that you've asked her to do that she's failed to do for you at this point?
No.
All right. Are you satisfied with her representation in this case?
Yes, I am.
All right. Has anyone forced, pressured, or threatened you in any way to take this plea?
No.
Has anyone promised you anything in return for your plea?
No.
And do you understand by entering the plea, you'd be giving up your right to a trial where the state would have to prove all of these charges beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, I do.
And you'd be giving up your trial rights, including the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses against you, call your own witnesses, testify on your own behalf, or remain silent, which is your right and your choice. Do you understand
Yes.
that? You understand you're waiving all potential defenses that you have in this case?
Yes.
And you said you're born in 82, so you're 42?
Yes.
Okay. And how far have you gone in school?
I graduated.
From high school?
Yes.
Okay. And did you understand everything in the plea agreement,
Yes.
including the conditions of probation and the general and specific conditions of your probation?
Yes, I do.
And this is your signature on the form?
Yes.
All right. And what is your plea?
No contest.
I'm going to accept Mr. Stewart's no contest plea. Is this a guideline sentence?
It is, Judge.
I'm going to accept a no contest plea to the lesser included of sale, manufacture, deliver fentanyl on count 1, which gets rid of the minimum mandatory. It's going to be 48 months drug offender probation to include a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew, $40 per month cost of supervision, $515 in court costs, $100 cost of prosecution. You're to possess no controlled substances without a valid prescription, substance abuse evaluation, any recommended treatment, submit to random drug screens, restitution to Cox Communications in the amount of $119.99. As to count 2, it's the petty theft as charged, time served. As to count 3, as charged, criminal mischief, time served. Curfew may be modified for probation, by probation for employment purposes. He resides out of state. What state would that be?
Alabama.
All right. Have you talked to probation about interstate compact issues?
I have, Judge, and I've informed him of that, and it's my understanding that he will have to stay in Florida for a brief period of time while the interstate compact is worked through.
All right. All right, Mr. Berry?
There's a $100 transfer fee that has to be paid prior to us submitting paperwork.
Okay. It has to be paid before you okay.
It does. Mr. Stewart has been so advised, and he's prepared to do so.
Okay.
And, Your Honor, we request the supervision fees be waived due to the fact he's being transferred to the state of Alabama.
Okay. So they may charge you probation fees, but we're going to waive ours.
Okay.
Okay.
And we will be able to adjust the curfew, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I stumbled over that a little bit, but that is correct.
Thank you, Judge. And we would just ask that the court minutes reflect that the supervision's waived so that we don't have any issues in the future.
Sure.
With a transfer.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say that. It's an adjudication. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Stewart. And to be fingerprinted, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court.
Judge, I do have one other case. It'll be found under my name.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Brandy Merrifield on behalf of Kristen Roberts, 24 CF 1259, requesting to continue this to the 224 pretrial. There are some outside issues that we are trying to work with in a companion environment, and so we would request a continuance. I can
That's without
certainly-
objection, Your Honor. It's Ms. Turner's case.
Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
All right, that'll be February 24th for the next pretrial.
I believe that's all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Riasti. Morning.
Joseph Riasti, on behalf of, I can call Christian Alexander Douglas, who's an inmate, 2023 CF
right.
111.
Christian Douglas,
He's an inmate.
inmate. Okay, we'll recall Mr. Douglas.
I also have Marcellus Likely McWilliams, who's not incarcerated, 2024 CF 1725.
Okay,
He,
is your client present?
he's not present, Your Honor. He called the JA. He called me this morning saying he was driving en route from Pensacola and the car broke down.
Okay,
So there is no waiver on file. And I told him if he could get here at any time. That
why don't we see if he can get here and we'll recall that one as well, Mr. Riasti.
okay.
What's the plan with that one?
Well, I'm going to ask for a continuance on his case. I was appointed the last cycle, and I'm trying to get in touch with Ms. Turner about setting depositions. The state's offering a prison sentence on the case. My client is not inclined to.
Plan to accept this. Ms.
Your
Bossa.
Honor, this is accurate. It is a 38-month DOC offer. If their depositions need to be set, they do need to get on the books. It is getting to be an older case.
It's a 2024 case.
Yeah, I see it's from
Spring.
July. Why don't we see if he can get here so we can talk about that with him, that he understands all those things, that the
Yes, Your
case
Honor.
needs to start moving. I know you're new to the case, you said, Mr. Riasti, but I'd like to see if he can get here.
I also represent Anthony Miles, who's an inmate also.
This is Mr. Miles, and is this 2020 CF 1370?
Your Honor, he has three cases on the books, and one of the attorneys is not present.
Who are the other attorneys?
Morning, Your Honor. Dustin Harsher on behalf of Tony Henderson this morning.
Give me your last name again.
Dustin Harsher,
Harsher.
Harscher. Your Honor, we represent Mr. Miles on case number 19 CF 3289.
Mr. Ramey from Panama City, is that his name, Ramey?
That's correct. And, Your Honor, he represents Mr. Miles on case number 173441. And I have not spoken with Mr. These are mine. Well, two of them are.
Yeah, I can.
All right, what are we doing with Mr. Miles today, at least on the ones that we can cover?
It's my understanding Mr. Ramey wants to take a deposition out of state, and he had tried to get this case, his case continued multiple.
On which case?
Your Honor, that's the
That's the sex
17
trafficking.
case, and that is accurate. That one is mine, and Mr. Ramey does have an out-of-state deposition set. It
Mississippi,
is,
right?
I believe, at the end of the month, beginning of February. So we will not have it done before docket day.
Mike?
But after that, we should be in a posture to proceed. I think that's the last thing that he wants to do on that case.
The attorney that's working my case is Mr. Gillespie in Pensacola, and I'm in communication with him. And my client had indicated that he He wants the cases resolved, but the sex trafficking case is obviously a significant, both of the other cases are F1s. So I would ask that my case track with Mr. Ramey's case.
Why are these cases so old?
Your Honor, may we approach?
Sure.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call
So
at
ultimately, do we want this continued to February so you can get the out-of-state depositions done and then everything's going to ride together?
Yes, Your Honor, and the state has no objection on behalf of Mr. Gillespie on the RICO case as well. I'm
And
covering
as
that.
far as Mr. Ramey, if he wants to bring it back up regarding his case once he arrives,
Yes.
we can certainly do that.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thank you.
otherwise, February 24th at 9 o'clock.
And I'll be recalling the other 2 cases.
All right, thank you, Mr. Riasti. I'll circle you to recall. All right,
Yeah, I'll come back.
hold on to him in case Ramey gets here. If Mr. Ramey gets here, can y'all
We'll
come
let
give
you
me a
know,
high
Judge.
sign so we know we can recall Mr. Miles? if we
If I
need
turn
to?
around and see him, I'll let you know.
All right, thank you, Ms. Basso. All right, Chris Scott.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
Your Honor, my first case this morning is Jeffrey Brown, 24 CF 1605 and 23 CF 2193, 22 CF 1911. Your Honor, we have reached a resolution in this. I'd like to set it for the January 6th plea day.
Okay.
We'll take care of it in 1 week, all right?
Any issues with
For a
that?
plea, Your Honor?
For a
Yes.
plea?
Yes, for a plea.
All right, January 6th, 9 o'clock for a plea.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Judge.
we'll see you back on that day.
Your Honor, my next client is Thomas McDonald, 24 CF 1992, 24 CF 1961. Your Honor, in Mr. McDonald's case, he and I have talked this morning. He wants to invoke Speedy. By my calculation, Speedy runs on February 10th, so I would ask that it's set for trial in January.
Who's on the state for this one?
Your Honor, I was trying to look at, he has 2 cases. I expressed to defense counsel that in one of the cases, the victim and witness are not available for those 2 trial weeks, so I would be fine to go forward with trial on the other case. I'm trying to look at the number.
The 2 that are set here,
McDonald.
I've got 1961 and 1992.
Yes, so I would like to go forward with 24 CF 1992.
Any issues with that, Mr. Scott?
And I guess, Your Honor, what I'll do, I will issue subpoenas for both weeks, and then when we reconvene for status, either docket day or jury review, well, docket day, I should know exactly which week.
January 6th.
Thank you.
Any calendar issues for those trial weeks?
I'll make it work, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to set 1992 for trial. We'll have docket day January 6th. Trial's what, January 13th? That 2-week period. Obviously, we'll talk about which days when we get back here on the 6th. And then 1961, we'll kind of just ride along with it until, any issues with that, Mr. Scott?
No issues, Your Honor.
Obviously, I'm new to the case. I'm not sure if there's been any waivers, but I understand he's asking for a speedy trial. We'll certainly give him one of them. And then we'll see what can be done on the other.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Your Honor, my next case is Bravin Gamble, 23-1540. Your Honor, this is a fairly new appointment for me. I would ask that we bring this back on January 6th. I believe we're going to announce a resolution on that date.
No objection from the state, Your Honor.
That's in both cases? Is there more than one?
One is a VOP, Your
One.
Honor, and the other one is a new law.
Okay. All right, January 6th at 9 o'clock for a plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you back on that date, Mr. Gamble.
Sir. Your Honor, my last case is Sixto Rivera, who is present in the courtroom here today. And, Your Honor, I believe he is going to be asking to remove me as his counsel.
Correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rivera.
Morning.
Morning.
Today, I am requesting to remove this gentleman as my counsel.
All right.
It's not in my best interest.
Why is that?
Because, well,
Your case has been pending a long time, Mr. Rivera. In fact, I remember talking to you when I covered this docket 20 months ago.
yes, so, Judge Gontarek appointed him as my counsel, and after I was able to make an appointment with his office, the gentleman here, he has not once even today. I only know who he is because you guys call him by name. He hasn't even introduced himself to. When he called 48 minutes after the set appointment from a block number, and then follow up to accuse me of being vindictive to the police and the state without even watching the evidence. So I don't think he's the best fit for me, so I want to let him go.
What are you asking for?
I'm asking to be him removed, and I'm going to continue dealing with my case. And at this time, I want to inform the court of something really important. This past June, I submitted a motion for dismissal of my case due to the Speedy trial.
I reviewed it.
Elapsed. So the state
You've continued this case numerous times, right,
yeah,
Mr. Rivera?
And the state stated that because I have requested to go to Puerto Rico for a funeral, the time needed to be reset. And if I cannot put this to you, and I apologize because I wasn't at the time with all this and my disabilities, I wasn't able to match that and realize that at the time, but I would like for you to look at the date of this document. It's September 2023. When I submitted the motion for the Speedy trial, it was June 2024, meaning that there was about 9 months in that span of time. And the Florida rule for criminal
All right,
procedures-
we're not gonna argue that today. Have you filed a motion on that?
I did file the motion, that's what I'm telling the court.
Okay,
The court
has it been set
is
for,
informed.
has it been set for hearing?
That's why I would like for you, that is in, I fought for this Constitution, Your Honor. I not only swore to defend it, but I fought for the Constitution against an armed enemy. For you to uphold that and not ignore it and violate it like the state has done.
I'll certainly consider it once it's set for hearing. Today's a
Definitely.
pretrial conference, it's not a motion hearing docket.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Can
So-
we have a setting like as soon as possible? That way, since he was.
Are you gonna represent
since he-
yourself?
Yeah,
or-
since he was my attorney. now
Okay,
I
hold
have
on,
to-
Mr. Rivera, I'm gonna stop you for a second.
Please, Your Honor.
In criminal court, everything's required to be recorded.
Yes.
Okay? So that means we can only talk one person at a time. Otherwise, the recording doesn't come out very well. And if you'd like to appeal anything that happens, whether a decision I make or something that was done with your counsel or what the state's done, there has to be a good recording of that so a transcript can be made. If we talk over the whole time, it doesn't sound very good. And your transcript gets a lot of inaudibles and things don't come out right, and it may seriously affect your case. So if you could let me finish my sentences, I'll certainly do the same for you. Agreed?
Your Honor.
Okay. Are you willing to go forward on your own, or are you asking for another lawyer to be appointed? That's what I'm making sure I understand what you're asking
So I
for.
want to explain this to the court, if you allow me.
I want you to answer that
Okay,
question.
I answered the question, he is out, and I am going to.
Well, I'll make that decision, but what I'm asking for is if I allow him to get out of the case, do you want me to appoint you a new lawyer, or are you going to represent yourself?
I will continue with myself, Your Honor.
Okay, so in order to do that, I have to make sure that you understand what the consequences potentially of representing yourself are, right? This case has been pending for quite some time, and you've represented yourself previously. So you've been asked these questions about understanding the consequences before, right? Okay.
Actually, no, you're the only one who have asked that.
Okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do then. I'm not gonna go back and forth while these people are waiting for their cases to be called. So I'm gonna ask you to take a seat, and I'll recall you once we've emptied things out a little bit, because I wanna make sure I spend enough time talking to you about this to make sure you understand the consequences of representing yourself, because you're gonna be held to the same standards as any lawyer would be. Do you understand that? So I wanna make sure you understand that if you go forward by yourself, that you have to prove things just like any lawyer would, as far as a speedy trial issue. But otherwise, if we go to trial, you're going to have to represent yourself and do all those things without the aid of counsel, because that's what you're asking for. All right, so I'm going to have you take a seat. I'm going to get back to your case. Mr. Scott, I'm going to try and be as expeditious as I can in getting this called back up, so if we need you for anything, we can do that. Do you have any other place to be?
I do, Your Honor, but I can hang out for a little while.
Okay, give me a minute, and I'll see if I can get back to you. All right, Mr. Flowers.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
First matter before the court, I believe, is Chancey, Seth Chancey.
Mr. Chancey here?
I'm quite confident there's a waiver, Judge. We've made an offer to the state. They're not accepting it. I think they want to take more depositions.
Of?
Probably the same people that testified last time.
That's correct, Judge. They testified in the DCF case. My office had emailed them in December asking to depose those experts. However, they have said that there's quite a large fee would be involved, so I have to run that by my...
Judge, we were willing to put in a transcript of the last proceeding that the state's well aware of. I don't think the state's agreeing with that assessment, though.
That's correct, we're not.
I think that the expert's going to change their mind, perhaps.
All right, so you want a deposition of both doctors?
Potentially, Judge, yes,
Okay.
depending on the estimates and coming back to us.
Okay.
They said at this point they were closed files, so we would have to also pay for quite a few hours of preparation.
Okay. Just to make sure it's clear on the record as well, for everybody, y'all know I handled the dependency case that y'all were referring to. Does anybody have any issues with me handling the criminal case?
Certainly not, Your Honor.
Not at this time.
Okay, well, everyone's aware of that at this point, though. Okay, I just want to make sure. This case is very old. I'd like for it to get resolved. If you're going to do the depositions, I'd like them to be certainly set by the next pretrial. I'd prefer them to be accomplished, but I know with y'all's schedules as well as doctors' schedules, it's going to be difficult. However, this case is quite long in the tooth, so we got to get it done.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, 224 at 9 o'clock.
Your Honor, the next matter is William Johns. And Your Honor, while the court is looking at Johns, there are two co-defendants in that case. One is Reynolds and one is Hardaway. Reynolds being represented by attorney Stephen Webster from Tallahassee. Hardaway by attorney Nathan Prince.
Covering for him again this time?
Sir?
Are you covering for him this
I'm
time?
covering for both he and Nathan Prince. These are co-defendants, Your Honor, in a case in which experts from all over the country are being deposed. I think the state is seeking to set more depositions of experts, if I'm not mistaken. I don't mean to misspeak.
I'm sorry, Mr. Flowers, on the Elkhart case, what case you
Which
talking?
case was it, sir?
Yeah.
Johns,
This is John's, Hardaway, and
Johns,
Reynolds.
Hardaway, and Reynolds, they're all similarly situated.
Yes, and there are several more depositions to be taken, Your Honor, of experts across the country.
Your Honor, I would suggest, I don't think that the state would object, that a two-cycle makes more sense given how difficult it is to schedule depositions.
We've got one expert that we anticipate the state will list soon in South Carolina. There's an expert in Utah whose deposition needs to be taken just so the court's aware of what we're doing. I would agree that a two-cycle continuance would probably be prudent with the idea that this would be going to trial either that cycle or the cycle after.
And, Your Honor, I spoke with attorney Nathan Prince and Webster, who also agree with my assessment. I think the state agrees also.
Yes, Your Honor.
We expect it would be a trial in the next cycle.
A trial or a dismissal. We would anticipate.
I think it will be a trial, Your Honor.
Reasonable people sometimes disagree, Judge, as you know.
Okay. sorry, I just wasn't finding it because it's listed under Mr. Shaw's name. That's
Okay, yes, sir.
fine. All right, so February 24th at 9 o'clock for the Johns case. That's 22 CF 1474 with the expectation plea or dismissal.
Well,
I'm sorry, trial or dismissal.
yes, I understand. Okay. And that would be the same with Hardaway and Reynolds also, Your Honor?
And you're representing that from Mr. Webster and Mr.
And Mr. Prince, yes, sir.
Prince. Okay. Are any of those defendants here?
My guess is they are not. Waivers have been filed. but-
Okay, I just
but
wanna make sure.
My expectation is they were not, sir.
That they don't end up sitting here because they
I-
didn't see
yes,
their
sir.
attorney walk up?
Thank you.
All right, so those
And I know
cases-
Mr. Johns is not.
Okay, February 24th.
Thank you. Judge, the next matter is, and I'm going to ask to approach with Ms. Leon on this, Jonathan Roller, Roller, if we could, Your Honor.
Sure.
Zero 398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those. Hi, I'm attorney Michael Gilbert, and from all of us here at Warrior Law, we wish you and yours a safe and happy holidays.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Jonathan Roller, which is going to be 22 CF 1977, will be continued till February 24th.
And Judge, the next matter, and I believe it's listed under my name, Kelvin Wise, W-I-S-E. There are some witness location issues, I think. Would that be fair to say?
Yes, Your Honor. It's fair to say that one of the victims, we haven't had contact with them, so the other one we have.
And Judge, and I'm quite confident I will get information with respect to their location. Don't have it yet, but Ms. Leon's always been very cooperative. I just don't have it yet.
Okay.
Yes, I will share it as soon as we find out.
All right, so what do you
Judge,
asking for, Mr. Flowers?
it seems to be fair, and we've tried our best that February 24th makes sense.
All right, February 24th on Mr. Wise.
And Judge, out of an abundance of caution, I did not see it on the docket, but Frazier, 24 CF 2179. Very well, that was I think it had been moved, but was uncertain.
You have a case number? Oh, wait, hold on. I have 2 Fraziers.
This is 24 CF 2179.
That's it. I think it's listed
Kyle
as
is
Mr.
a-
D's name, that's why.
Well, we had substituted in, Your Honor, for Mr. Dees.
I see that. All right, what are we doing? That's 24 CF 2179.
We're going to put them both on for February 24th with the court's permission. We just recently got the case, but we have received some discovery in this case, if I'm not mistaken. However, we're not prepared to try the case this time. I don't believe the state would anticipate that either. And they don't object to a continuance, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
there's no objection, Your Honor. It just says he's likely to get some depositions set. so
Very
that's no
well.
problem.
Okay.
Your
All
Honor,
right,
there's
so
one other
that's-
matter, air card, final matter that I have,
Hold on just a
ERKARD.
second, Mr. Flowers, can we put that on 224, and Ms. Hayes, if you could make sure that we get Mr. Flowers' name on there instead. That's why I couldn't find it
Yes,
unless
sir.
I looked it up differently. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Eckhart is here. I think it would be wise if myself and Ms. Leon approached on this.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's an unusual circumstance.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV Preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briar Patch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m.
Understanding after discussions with the state and the court that it would be wise to place this on February 24th to give the defense an opportunity to set the deposition of the alleged victim in this case. If that's okay with the court, I believe the state agreed with that assessment.
Yes, Your Honor, no objection.
All right, February 24th.
Okay. Judge, that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Flowers.
Your Honor, briefly, may we readjust Mr. Chansey at the bench?
Sure.
We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
Judge, if the court will allow it, Mr. Williams has agreed to stand in for me when Mr. Rivera is called back up.
I'm fine with that.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Scott. All right, Mr. Patel.
I have 2 cases on the docket. The first one is Sherry Meyer, number 71. Judge, we have a motion hearing. State's approaching.
Oh, good morning.
Morning.
What are you doing here?
With the Office of the Attorney General, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
We have a motion hearing set for the 30th for a motion to have my client declared indigent for cost to hire an expert. That's set on the 30th. Do you think the posture?
JAC
Yes.
noticed of that hearing?
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right, so that's set for the 30th already?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, so what are you asking for the 24th of February?
Actually, I think that, can we put the posture of the case on the 30th? Because then I think we're going to have to kick it a little bit further than the 24th, based upon that hearing.
If an expert's, okay, let's just put it on the 30th. What time is that set for currently?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Right. The reason I like to still have a pretrial date, and I'm willing to move it, is because if something happens and y'all agree to something on that or on a motion, then it gets canceled
Yeah,
and there's
then
no
you're
other
lost.
hearing date. So that's why I like to make sure there's a pretrial date as well.
We will be there on the 30th.
All right, I'm gonna put it, just set it for a pretrial on 224 as well, and then we can certainly address it again on the 30th. Otherwise, cases disappear and no one knows where to go. All right, anything else?
I have one more on the docket, not for Ms. Meyer.
Anything for you?
That's it, Your Honor.
Good to see you.
Next, Jay Patel on behalf of Eric Nicholas. He is a co-defendant, which Mr. Flowers called up Mr. Roller. In speaking to Mr. Flowers and Mr. Shaw, we need to request all the transcripts. I thought that had been done. It apparently hasn't, so.
What transcripts?
Of all the depositions.
Okay.
So I'd ask for a continuance.
Your Honor, if I may ask that this be the last continuance because the case is pretty old. We've completed depositions already,
When were those completed?
They've been completed a while back.
a while back.
So why haven't we got transcripts yet?
They just.
I'm not gonna hard time people the first time around, but this case is over 2 years old. I understand what it is, and there's several co-defendants, right? But.
Oh, no, we definitely had 3 or 4 rounds of depositions. That's what took the lion's share, but it slipped between offices on ordering the transcripts.
But we fully expect by the next time we come around, all the transcripts will be done.
Yes.
And what do we expect at that point?
I guess plea or trial, Your Honor.
I don't know. I may file a motion. I have to read the transcripts to see if I've got some motions, but we certainly want to bring this in for a landing sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sooner left town already. So I'll put it to 224, but I'd like for it to be the last continuance. Again, I'm not trying to hard time people my first time in the division, but at the same time, this division is looking like how I feel these holiday seasons, a little bloated. So, all right, 224.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Flowers.
Benaya Brown is present. Within the last 3 days, her mother retained us, and I wasn't in town until Saturday.
Okay.
If we have not filed our notice of appearance, that will be filed, by the end of business. It was a case that the public defender had.
Yes, sir. Charles Russell, Public Defender's Office. Ms. Brown's case numbers are 23 CF 1672 and 24 CF 1262. Number, looks like 168 on my docket, page 68.
All right, go ahead.
If Mr. Flowers is going to take over the case as judge, PD would move to withdraw.
That is in fact the case, Your Honor. We would ask that it be placed on your docket for February 24th. I'm going to be here anyway, and it may be that we can gain a lot of ground by that date.
All right, so it looks like the first one was a PTI recall, and the second one's relatively recent. So we'll put it on February 24th. Just make sure you get that notice in, Mr. Flowers.
I will, Your
and
Honor.
then
Thank you, sir.
We'll move it from there. All right, thank you, Ms. Brown. All right, Mr. Cotton.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Good to see you.
You too.
You know, I have 2 on your docket, but one may be off. The first one is paycheck, P-E-C-H-A-C-E-K.
Paycheck. Okay.
He goes by paycheck. Judge, I think in order.
I've had him in court in my other division, and that's not what he told me, so.
Got it.
But
Got it.
go ahead.
The, Judge, either way, that's been continued already by order. It just came through this morning, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. We just saw it signed this morning, and the state had no objection.
Okay.
There are some depositions that have already been set in that case that are coming up still after the docket
Did
day.
Judge Gonteric sign that?
I didn't
believe so,
see
Your
it.
Honor. It was
I
signed-
didn't.
It came through
Some were
this
being
morning.
sent to me, and some were being sent to him still, and I didn't see that one. So Pekachik is going to be continued.
All right, and Judge, that's, yeah, just so the court has, we've got depositions set on February 4th and 5th, so they'll be done before the next, those will be accomplished before the next court date. The next case I have is Kasambat, Kaosombat, Judge.
Oh, here it is. All right, go ahead.
Judge, on that, we've got, we're requesting a contingence on that case. I'd been working with Ms. Turner on that. After discussion, I think we're going to need to set depositions. I'll have those set by your next court date.
That's correct, Your Honor. There is no objection to continuance for the depositions.
All right, 224 for depositions to be set.
Thank you. Judge, I believe that's all I have on your calendar.
All right.
Good to
Thanks,
see you.
sir. Good to see
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Switek.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Glenn Swiatek on behalf of Luis Lopez, 22 CF 1418. We've got another round of depositions that's been scheduled for January 14th.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Just from 2022.
Pardon?
What's the delay in the case? It's a 2022 case.
There's out-of-state witnesses to be deposed, second cycle of that. Also some experts as well.
And there was also a previous attorney on the case, Your Honor, that had worked the case very hard, and then Mr. Switek came in and determined there was a few other things that he wanted to do to cover as well. Mr. Switek, do you think we could do this as the last continuance? Is that realistic based on what else is outstanding?
Well, the only problem is we have to coordinate some experts to come in and testify.
We're going to testify for trial?
Yes.
Okay. So can we work on, do y'all know what the trial dates are for the next cycle?
I'm sure we can pull them up. So.
I'm not sure. I know that the pretrial is February 24th.
Yeah.
March 10 and 17th.
Sounds good.
Sounds right, okay. All right, just so y'all can start talking about it, I know back before I was on the bench, I had cases that would get dragged out for too long because of expert issues, so let's talk about it early to see if they can do one or either of those weeks. Okay. All right, 224.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I had Jared Pierce, 2018 CF 2647, 24 CF 1948. Mr. Pierce is approaching. I understand that the order continuing this matter was signed this morning.
That is correct, Your
By
Honor.
Judge
I believe it was
Gonteric.
signed this morning as well. Here's the Judge Gonteric.
Anything else that we need to talk about?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, so it was continued to 224 already?
The 224 along, there's another case that was set initially on 224.
Then a new case?
And there may be another new case.
Yes, sir, there is some additional coming.
I think the new case is 24 CF 2599.
already set there. All right, February 24th at 9 o'clock for the 1948 case. 2599 is already there. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Luke.
Morning, Judge. I have
Morning.
George Masterson.
All right, 24 CF 2149. What are we doing today?
This is the first time up. We had hoped we would have a plea agreement today. We've got a major wrinkle with electronic monitoring that we need to try to work out, so I need to ask for a continuance to the February docket.
Mr. Masterson? Yes. There's no objection, Your Honor. There is an outstanding issue on the supervision aspect of it, I believe.
Okay. Not a disagreement, just how is it going to work?
Yes, sir. He works offshore, and it's
understandable. All right. Mr. Berry?
It works offshore. The equipment is not going to work offshore. The GPS equipment's not, so that's kind of the holdup. And
Be a situation where the GPS would be required?
It is, Your Honor, based on the designation.
Okay.
and community control is required as well.
All right. Okay, so understand.
Yeah, but we can't supervise that.
Mr. Barry, you don't want to go live on an oil rig for a couple months at a time? All right, so y'all are just trying to come up with a solution.
Yes, sir. We're going to see if we can work something out.
All right, February 24th. I'm curious to hear what y'all come up with.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Gilbert. Y'all make sure to get on different ends of the alphabet. It's like I'm at the front, I'm at the back. I think you all are playing a game with me at this point. Go ahead.
So first case is River Harper. She's incarcerated. And this is in case 23 CF 1883, 23 CF 2225, 24 CF 1743, 23 CF 2601, and she has 2 related misdemeanors. We actually are close to an agreement, though. I was going to bring her in on docket day, but I understand Turner will be out, so.
Be here for docket.
Right, but we'll have to negotiate that. I don't know if I have a deal. If we could continue it, and I'll bring her in early if we have a deal, or we can come in on the 6th.
Is Turner going to be back before the 6th?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
She's on Friday, she'll be in?
I believe so.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, why don't we
Then
keep
I'll
it on the
leave
6th, and we'll talk about changing it if we need to at that point, but January 6th at 9, especially if the deal involves potential release, I'd rather have it sooner than later, and sometimes it's easier to set the date here than to try to do it after the fact and bring it in early, so January 6th at 9.
It looks like you guys are getting
We're
close, so
Okay.
keep her on.
I'll see you. All right. Next case is Donald Robinson in 24 CF 2138. We have a waiver on file. It's first time up. We're going to need to set depots, request continuance.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right. First time up, February 24th for depots.
Next case is Charles Stillman in 24 CF 1819. He's incarcerated. Recently got the last of state's discovery and an offer, and we request a continuance for a defense offer and negotiations. We'll bring him in as soon as we get.
No objection from the state.
Okay. This is just from August, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll go February 24th. I'll negotiate on that. All right. Any issues with that, Mr. Stillman? We'll see you back on February 24th. You okay with that? Okay.
And the last case, Harold Winkles in 23 CF 2798. We have a waiver on file. Request a continuance for a motion to dismiss and anticipate this should be resolved next cycle one way or the other. We had a delay in getting some of the reciprocal discovery that we needed for the motion.
But a motion hasn't been filed yet.
No.
Do you think you can get the motion filed?
I would like the week after next, or next Friday, a week from Friday.
My concern is just putting it off to the end of February. If you file the motion, we don't set a date until we get to that date. It's probably going to be March before we have a hearing date. So if you can get it filed and try to coordinate a hearing before February 24th, I'd appreciate it.
Yes, Your
Yeah, may I ask a question about logistics? When we want to set up a case for a contested hearing, do we contact your JA or we do it through the clerk?
I think you typically do it there through the clerk, don't y'all? I'm fine with y'all just setting them through the clerk. If it becomes an issue where you need extra time, like I know we set one for next week already because we needed a 4-hour block, just call my JA. But if it's a typical kind of 15, 30-minute hearing, just pile them up on one particular docket with the clerk.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sure if they feel that it's getting a little full, they'll probably tell me about that, and we'll cut them off and come up with other dates.
Because that was, actually, this is exactly what was happening before. Attorneys said in those cases on afternoons that we would never get through them because there were so many. That's the reason.
Well, we need to get the cases heard. So if there's an issue with that, certainly bring it to my
That's
attention
fine.
from either side. Otherwise, I'd like them to be put on through the clerk for those types of things. If you think it's going to be more than 30 minutes, I would say contact my office just to make sure so I can take a look at it. Or if you're my clerk, you can tell me if you think that something's getting kind of stacked up. So I don't want to be here till 7:30 at night, just like y'all don't want to. But at the same time, we have to get these done efficiently. I don't want to just keep passing things for months at a time. So just, I would say go through the clerk, but at the same time, contact me if it's becoming an issue or it's a lengthier type of hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And
Is that everything you had,
that's
Mr.
all I
Gilbert?
have, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hardy?
So, I'm sorry, this case, the Winkles, was it set for next pretrial, Your Honor?
We're setting it for the next pretrial, 2/24, but again, if the motion can be filed and at least a hearing date set before then, I'd appreciate it.
That'd be fine. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Morning.
My first case is Eric Culpepper, 24 CF 2397. Your Honor, this is the first time up. I'm asked to continue this to the February 24th.
I appreciate you come after a G.
I try to keep
That's
it
the way,
going.
that's the way,
why I followed Mr.
we
Gilbert.
appreciate your efforts, Mr. Hardy. All
Without
right,
objection, Your Honor, this is Ms. Turner's case.
all right, it's the first time up, 2/24.
Thank you, Your Honor. My next case is Vince Ramirez, 24 CF 750. And we've pretty much got a plea worked out in this case. Want to leave this set for docket day to finalize it.
All right, January 6th at 9 o'clock for purposes of plea.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all
All
I
right,
have.
thank you, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Rare, I didn't see it, there he is.
For the record, David Rare, and Judge, I'm co-counsel with Mr. Lupella, so all my cases I think will be under Mr. Lupella's name.
Turn
how
to
they
his
file
page.
that.
All right, go ahead.
Perfect. Judge, the first I have, standing with me, is Mr. Wesley Stancher. Speaking with the state, I believe we've got a PTI agreement to resolve. We're hammering out a couple of final wording details. We spoke about leaving this set for January 6th. Docket day to try to get it done then.
All right, January 6th at 9 a.m. for potential PTI. All right, we'll see you back that day, Mr. Stancher.
Next I have, Your Honor, is Luis Vasquez. Judge, he's first time up. We're still going through discovery. I'd ask to do a one-cycle continuance for him.
Without objection, Your Honor.
All right, 2/24.
Next I've got is Maritza Villalobos Benitez. And Judge, she's present and approaching. We're hoping to address something with Ms. Turner today, but she's not here. The alleged victim is present. I wishes to drop charges. What I spoke with the state about is trying to reset this for January 6th. My understanding is Ms. Turner will be back.
That's
on
my
the
understanding
6th.
as well, so if we could set it for the 6th, please.
Okay. January 6th, 9 o'clock.
And then last, Judge, this may still be under Ms. Rivers for the public defender. It's Jordan Polk. We were retained, and I filed notice of appearance on Friday, the 27th.
Give me the name again.
Jordan Polk, P-O-L-K.
You just got on this week, basically, right?
Correct, Judge. We can have 224.
All right. Any objection? Who's got Polk from the state?
I think it'll be Ms. Turner's case.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's without objection, sorry.
Okay, no problem. All right,
Who's the Polk?
224 for Polk.
That's all I have, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ware. All right, Ms. Dudley. Oh, we have an.
Either way, if you want to do
List
those
number
first, it's
2.
fine. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Who do you want to start with?
They want to do the female inmates first, Your Honor?
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, this is Destiny Jackson, the 24 CF 852 and 24 CF 1681. Your Honor, one case is newer than the other. We are working on trying to get depositions set on that. He also has a co-defendant. She has a co-defendant in this case, so we can get a continuance to the next pretrial.
No objection, Your Honor.
You're trying to get depositions in the new case, is that what you said?
Yeah, because it changed the entire offer in the case, so we need to get depositions set on that one.
All right, let's get those set quickly.
Yes, sir.
Because it's a pretty old case. I understand the circumstances, but it's getting a little.
It just took a little while to get discovery, so.
Oh, I understand that.
Yes, sir.
All right, 224 for both of the. All right, go ahead.
All right.
224.
All right.
I apologize, Ms. Dudley.
Her-
I was
her
looking at the
appearance is
wrong
waived.
case, so it's not as old as I thought it was.
Yeah, we can handle Ms. Odom. She wasn't transported. I waived her appearance. It is 24 CF 378 and 24 CF 120, Jennifer Odom. Your Honor, we have done some depositions. We are resetting some more depositions, so I would ask for a continuance to the next pretrial.
Okay,
No
so she-
objection, Your Honor.
So she's Odom and Odom caps on the docket?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do. I'll just go to the beginning. Bachman will be next.
Okay. 224 for Odom.
Your Honor, this is Matthew Bachman and 21 CF 2261 and 23 CF 2528. These are older cases, but they're newer to me. He had another attorney for a couple years. There's a lot of depositions. I mean, a lot of
Have
discovery.
they been done, or you?
A lot of discovery. No depositions have been done. So when I got the case, I've got discovery within the past cycle. I am going through it so I can get depositions set. I think it's the second cycle that I've had this case, Your Honor. But I will get with the state to see what dates we can get within the next week or so.
Ms. Leone? All right, these are really old cases. I know you're new to it, but
May we approach Your Honor for a second so I can explain something?
so 224 for Mr. Bachman. Let's see if we get those depositions set before then.
Yes, sir.
How many depositions are you expecting, Ms. Dudley?
Not sure. I want to go through and see if I can eliminate a lot of the officers, but there's a lot of officers that are listed.
Okay. All right, 224.
Your Honor, the next case I have is Latavius Brown and 24 CF 785. We are resetting some of those depositions, and I also need to go review some evidence based on the depositions we had. So I would ask for a continuance to the next cycle, and hopefully we can get it all done before then.
No objection.
All right, 224. That one's getting a little older, too.
Yes, sir. The next I have is Joe Fernandez in 23 CF 1605. He is an
Fernandez
inmate.
has- okay, Mr.
However,
Russell.
they are not going to transport based on his behavior in court. He also has the public defender in his cases.
Yeah, we have 5 cases, Judge, for him, 23 CF 2756, 24 CF 219, 24 CF 644, 24 CF 857, and 24 1128. Approach with the state.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Hi, this is Alex Barthe from the UPS store in Crestview, Florida. We also have Eglin Air Force Base and Fort Walton Beach. So if you're seeing me, it must mean it's 06.
For years, I proudly served Florida as a state trooper. During that time, I investigated over 1,000 car, motorcycle, and trucking crashes. My mission was simple, to help the victims. Now, as an injury attorney, I can do even more to help accident victims. Hi, I'm attorney Coy Browning. If you've been injured in a car accident, I'd be honored to help you. Call or visit us at browninglawfirm.com.
For Mr. Fernandez, it's going to be January 10th. That's for all of his cases, both under Mr. Dudley and public defender.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Judge.
So we won't need him transported.
Your Honor, next I have is Chase Glover in 22 CF 1170. There's a waiver on file. We are left with the last 2 charges. Motion to dismiss was granted on counts 1 and 2. I have filed a motion to suppress on the other 2 charges. The state, yes, the state has made an amended offer. If we could leave it Monday for P or C to see if he'll take that offer.
Okay, so it'll be January 6th for plea or continuance. Are we waiting for an order from Judge Gontarek or you? I saw that it was granted, but.
I'll get him an order and get him to sign it, Your Honor.
Okay, I don't think I can sign that because he's
Yes,
the one
sir.
that made the decision
Yes,
on it,
sir.
but I just want to make sure it's cleaned up. All right,
Understood.
so January 6th for plea or continuance based on the new offer.
Yes, sir.
Is he in custody? No.
He is not.
Okay.
Next I have
You
is
can make
Gil.
him aware to be here that day?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Gil McGee. I'd ask for him not to be transported. I know if he had been. It's 24 CF 376 and 24 CF 669. We have a deposition set on February 7th, so we'd ask for continuance to the next pretrial. No objection.
All right, 224 for the next pretrial.
Next I have is Cameron Moffitt in 24 CF 2479. There is a waiver on file. I would like to leave him set for docket day. We haven't made a offer for a PTI with the plea, so I want to talk to him about that this week. See if we can get it resolved on docket day.
All right, January 6th. 9 o'clock. For, you said possible PTI.
Next I have is Amon Robinson. It's 23 CF 812 and 24 CF 638.
And Your Honor, Charles Williams, I was just appointed to a third case for Mr. Robinson. That's 24 CF 1682.
Your Honor, we are working on getting deposition set. He's a co-defendant to Ms. Jackson in the new trafficking cases.
That's the 1682.
You know, I want to get with Mr. Williams and see if we can get deposition set on that trafficking case, so we can get it moving forward.
I understand that's new, but the other one,
Well,
there's two. One's a 2023 case from April.
Yes, sir. We did have offers on those, but obviously it changed because of the trafficking case. So that is a constructive possession case. So we want to try to see if we can work that, and that will change what we can get done.
The new one is?
Yes.
Okay.
We can just continue to the 24th, and we can see what we can get them scheduled before then, hopefully.
Williams?
That'll be fine. You know, I just got appointed. I haven't even, I don't believe I've received the discovery yet, so.
Understood.
Who did you take over from, Ms. Flowers?
Who did I take over from?
Have you asked them for discovery, or is RCC sending it to you?
I've asked, or my office asked. I'm not suggesting by that comment that they're not responsive. It's just the,
Sometimes it's just when you take over a case, you know, the state assumes you're getting it from the old lawyer, and the old lawyer assumes you're just gonna get it from the state, and I wanna make sure we're just talking those things out, so we don't come back next time saying,
I
still haven't
encountered
got
that
it.
issue, and I dealt with that. I basically tell the state I'd rather get it from the state, because I'm not sure, you know, everything from the last lawyer.
I think we've been, Your Honor, if I may, we've been communicating with your assistant, and we're sharing discovery directly with Mr. Williams.
Right.
I think it's always the better way to go, just because if something doesn't show up, and they're
Somebody
gonna,
dropped out.
well, you're gonna want a Brady hearing or a Richardson or something like that, and it turns out they gave it to the old lawyer, they just didn't give it to you, then we kinda lose that, so. All right, 224 for all of Mr. Robinson's cases.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the next one I have is Dakota Staines. Yeah, I have him at 24 CF 1845, and also covering for Ms. Flowers in 24 CF 1154 and 1704.
Ms. Flowers?
Yes.
Wasn't she here?
She's not here. She's running behind, so, or she's in the hall.
Okay, I thought I saw her walk through the back earlier, so.
But it's a plea. I went through everything with him for
Okay.
both of all our cases. Just need him to sign it real quick, y'all. I may approach, Your Honor.
Excuse me. Okay. I actually can read it, so that's good. You beat up most of your colleagues on that, Ms. Dudley, on the
Yes, sir.
handwriting. All right. Mr. Staines, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay. If you can put your hand down, but if you speak into that microphone, I'm having a little trouble hearing you, but I also want to make sure everything gets on the record. All right, Mr. Staines, you're here in 24 CF 1845, which is charges of possession with intent to sell a controlled substance, possession with intent to sell cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia. You also have 24 CF 1704, fleeing or attempting to elude, and 24 CF 1154, possession with intent to sell cannabis. I've received a plea and sentencing recommendation for those things. Is that what you want to do today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so you'd be pleading as charged to all those cases that I just talked about. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And just to make it clear, Ms. Dudley, you're on 24 CF 1845, Ms. Flowers was on the other two, but y'all discussed it together, and you're just handling the plea as one?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Staines, are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, or prescription medications?
No.
Okay, do you understand the plea agreement?
Yes.
Did you go through this with your lawyers?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been treated for a mental health concern or issue?
No.
Okay. Have you had enough time to speak with both of your lawyers, Ms. Dudley and Ms. Flowers?
Yes.
Have they answered all of your questions?
Yes.
Is there anything that you've asked them to do that they've failed to do for you?
No, sir.
Are you satisfied with their advice and representation?
Yes.
Has anyone forced, pressure, or threatened you in any way to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything in return for this plea?
No, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to a trial by entering a plea?
Yes, sir.
So the state won't have to prove any of these charges beyond all reasonable doubt against you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving all potential defenses that you have to each of these counts, each of these cases?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up your right to confront and cross-examine witnesses against you, call your own witnesses, testify on your own behalf, or remain silent, which is your right and your choice. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you and how far did you go in school?
21. I have my GED.
Did you understand the plea agreement, including all the general and specific conditions of your probation?
Yes, sir.
And you signed it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And what is your plea?
4 years papers.
What? Guilty, no contest, or
No
not
contest,
guilty?
Your
I need to hear you say it.
What? Say what? No contest.
Okay. All right. So you're saying this is in your best interest, even though you're not admitting guilt to these charges. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to accept your no contest plea as freely, voluntarily, knowingly given. Adjudicate guilty on each count. Two years drug offender probation with a 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. curfew, followed by 2 years of probation, substance abuse evaluation, and any recommended treatment. Weekly urinalysis for the first 6 months, then random urinalysis for the remainder of the supervision for the detection of any controlled substances that you're not prescribed. On the misdemeanor counts, I think it's just the one, the paraphernalia count in 24 CF 1845 is just going to be time served. All cases and counts are run concurrent. Court costs are $1,140 in 24 CF 1154 and 1845, and then 548 in 24 1704. I didn't see anything about cost of supervision.
Well, that could be waived, Your Honor.
Okay. Cost of supervision will be waived based on their request. Anything that I've missed?
No, Your Honor.
The
no,
state's
no,
offer?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And
I do have a
didn't see a score sheet. Do you have one? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Dudley. Any part of the
Yes, Your
agreement? Okay. If for work purposes, probation can adjust his curfew. All right. All right. Anything else for Mr. Staines? All right, step up and be fingerprinted, Mr. Staines. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and disposition of the court. Or, sorry, judgment and sentence.
The last client I have is Jeffrey Wagner, 24 CF 121, 24 CF 122, and 20 CF 380. He waived his appearance was waived for the day, Your Honor. We have done depositions on this case. There are some people who didn't show. So we are resetting those depositions. These cases are older. I did not have them the full time. But we are resetting the witnesses who did not show to depositions based on what he's facing.
Okay, what type of witnesses? Like
The
law
officers,
enforcement?
Yeah,
Okay.
law enforcement, Your Honor.
All right, any issue with the law enforcement officers not showing up, state?
Your Honor, this is actually Ms. Turner's case,
Okay,
and so I would not be familiar with the problem with that.
okay, well,
We're in process of rescheduling those, and hopefully we can get it resolved. It'll probably
Okay.
either be a plea or a plea straight up to the board.
okay. All right,
You into the next pretrial?
all right, 224, but I'd like it to be ready for
Yes, sir.
a finale then.
Yes, sir. I believe that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Dudley. All right, Mr. Harsher, did you have other cases?
Morning again, Your Honor.
Morning.
Dustin Harsher
Harsher on behalf of Tony Henderson again, Judge.
Oh, okay.
This is Kevin Josie, case number 22 CF 1289. There's a waiver on file for Mr. Josie. Your Honor, we're going to announce ready for trial.
Okay. How long do you expect the trial to be? Who's got Ms. Barrickman?
I think we could probably get it done one day based off the evidence I've reviewed, Your Honor.
Is that going to be you, Mr. Harsher, or Mr. Henderson, or a combination
Mr.
of
Henderson will
both?
be trying the case, Judge.
Okay. And this is 22 CF 1289. Sure.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those. Hi, I'm attorney Michael Gilbert, and from all of us here at Warrior Law, we wish you and yours a safe and happy holidays.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds.
All right, we'll leave it on for plea or continue on January 6th.
Your Honor, there's one other case I'm covering for Mr. Henderson this morning, Judge. It's Tommy Kelly, 23 CF 2143. I think it's Tommy Kelly III.
Yes.
We
Another old
filed
case.
a written waiver on the 23rd, Judge, but I'm not sure if we've gotten that substitution, that signed substitution back from the Public Defender's Office. I'll just be announcing that Mr. Henderson is substituting on the case. We'd be asking for a continuance.
The notice of appearance was just filed. All right. Whose case is this for the state?
We're trying to figure it out. Yeah.
It says Cody Sprouse, so.
It says Mr. Sprouse, it must be Ms. Turner's
Okay.
case.
And if it's a new attorney, we will not object to the
Okay.
continuance.
It's an old case. I know it's not for y'all, but let's get this thing moving.
Would you double check and make sure you got all this good discovery that you believe? since
We
you-
just substituted on the case.
That's what I'm saying, and just double check and get with Ms. Turner to make sure you get everything you need.
Understood.
So we're not figuring out who got it, who has it.
Okay. All right, 224. I know that's first time up for y'all, but I'd like to get
Yes, Your
this
Honor.
one resolved. All right, anything else, Mr. Harsher?
I believe that's all I have. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, Mr. Powell?
Yes, it must have been with Jay's case.
At least I started me off on a small date.
Yeah, it looks like it. Thank you, sir. I have case 2024 CF 2271, Devin Jones. First time up. I think the case will be able to be worked out, and probably part of it will be non-prost. I don't think we'll get it ready by the 6th, but we could try.
Why don't you leave it on for the 6th and get with Ms. Turner and see if she's got everything that you need?
Yeah, I got a statement from the victim to drop charges, and I got the other
Make sure
prescription.
you share that.
Okay,
And I need the prescription on the other one, please.
okay, thank you. We leave
have-
it for the 6th, Your Honor. I think we might get it out of your hair. Defendant is
All right, so-
Devin Jones.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Just trying to figure out the order of this docket still, so, all right, so we're gonna keep that on for January 6th.
Yes,
For
sir.
a possible resolution.
Yes, sir.
Correct, Your Honor, thank you.
Was that January the 6th? Is that?
Yes,
please.
next
Okay.
Monday.
And then, Your Honor, if, with the court's permission, I'd like to cover for Chris Garrett. His case is Helen Sexton, 24 CF 1835. They've been trying to get depots scheduled according to Mr. Garrett, and he would like to continue it to the 24th. I think it has been, maybe this is the
This might be the second one.
second time, yeah.
Make sure we get those set then, and there's without objection, Your Honor, for the depositions.
All right, let's get those depots set before that date.
Yes, sir.
All right, February 24th.
Yeah. Could we approach one time on Mr.
And
Jones?
I know I don't have a whole lot of private lawyers left, but as far as the list, if you're covering for someone, if you could just put that on the list so I know, so the clerk can find the right cases and I can find them faster. As you can see, I'm
Yes, sir.
still fumbling with this a little bit.
Thank you.
Come on up.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
All right, Mr. Durrell. Mr. Durrell.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, what do you have?
May it please the court, Dustin Durrell. Your Honor, my first client today is Mr. Dion Green, 24 CF 2292, requesting a continuance for Mr. Green. I've received the paper discovery. I have not received any videos or anything yet. I believe this is Miss.
It is.
Okay. I'll get up with Miss Turner and see if we can get any of the videos, Your Honor.
All right, this is just from
That's
the
without
first time
objection.
up, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Just let her know what you have not received.
Thank you.
All right. February 24th, waiting on videos.
Next is Mr. Matthew McLean. Your Honor, requesting a continuance for Mr. McLean. We had depositions. Nobody showed up.
Did you subpoena them?
They were served.
Or is that law enforcement?
No, it was the victim and a witness, Your Honor.
Okay. And who's the state on this one? Ms. Turner?
I believe this is Miss Miss Leones, sorry.
Yes.
Nobody showed up?
No, they didn't show up.
That's just rude, isn't it? All right, so what are we gonna do?
If we can just continue it one more time to give him a chance, and even him to file for a motion for show cause.
Okay.
I was thinking motion to exclude, but we'll see what happens.
I think you gotta do the
Well, you're
first
gonna
step
give him a
before the
chance.
next one.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Or we could, all right. February 24th, but I'm not gonna continue it again if they're not showing up. We'll just set it for trial. If they don't show up for that, then I'll make an easy day.
Yes,
We
Your Honor.
can coordinate new dates for depositions, and then we can take it from there before the 24th.
I just don't want to be a situation where we set depositions in April and then we gotta wait to see if they show up for that, so.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
And finally is Mr. Michael White. Received the discovery about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I haven't had a chance to go through it yet, Your Honor. We'll request a continuance. I believe this is his
This
first
is a
time.
November case, so. You had Mr. White and Mr. Green?
I know.
Like you're playing a game of Clue over there. All right.
I just need Colonel Mustard. We'll be good.
All right, February 24th, it's the first time up. What is it, kill a deer or turkey during closed season?
He is unfortunately a convicted felon, so they've charged him with possession of a firearm as well.
Okay.
I believe that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr. Durrell. February 24th on Mr. White. All right. All right, Mr. Williams. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Keach. I want to call one up really quickly if I could. All right, what was the name again?
Gulley, Gulley. He's here with his mother. He's a juvenile that was direct filed as an adult.
I'm familiar.
Okay. And Judge, if we could set it for February 24th, we can mark that as the last continuance and set it for trial on the March trial cycle.
No objection, we should be able to resolve it before then.
We'll see.
Y'all live in Texas.
They live in
right?
Texas, correct. So they've been good about coming back for their court date since he's been bonded out.
All right, February 24th will be the next pretrial, last continuance. See if y'all can work it out. If you can get it worked out some other way faster and a more convenient court date, just go ahead and get that
Yes,
set,
sir.
Mr. Keach.
Okay, we'll do.
All right,
Thank
travel
you.
safe.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Williams.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Also have a juvenile, Landon Whittington. Do you want to bring,
I think we're going to talk about if we need him or not.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise, he's got to be separated.
Maybe we can approach then?
Okay, let's just talk about that one now.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in
Yes, we've got 24 CF 444 and then 23 CF 2875, 2876, and 2879.
All right, we're going to put those on January 6th.
That's good, Your Honor. Now wait for his appearance for today. We'll have him back on the 6th.
Yes. All right.
And then lastly, Your Honor, I have Keith Shanklin. His case number is 23 CF 2250, and that's with Ms. Turner, who unfortunately wasn't here today. I wasn't aware of that. Ms. Turner and I are very, very close to a resolution here, and I'm not sure what her schedule is in terms of getting back. If I can speak with her and then we have a resolution, I can contact and get it moved to the 6th. If not, as a backstop, we could have that February 24th date, Your Honor.
This is just 2250.
2250, correct.
It's 14 months old. It's shoplifting, basically, right, in a device?
Correct, Your Honor.
But unfortunately, Your Honor, based on the record, he does score out to prison. So it's 16.5 months, it's presumptive minimum guidelines.
All right, so you want to keep it on for the 6th?
I wanted the 24th of February, if we can.
Why don't you leave it for the 6th, sir?
I'm going to leave it
We
for
can
the
set it for the
6th.
6th, that's fine. I wasn't aware of what Ms. Turner's schedule is when she'll be back, if that'll be enough time to resolve it.
Okay. I
All
would
in
just
on
like to
Thursday.
readdress it. We'll find out.
We're all in on Thursday.
All right,
That's fine.
January 6th, we'll come back for plea continuance. How much time does he have in?
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
How much time does he
He
have in?
has approximately 10 months in.
Okay.
Right at 301 days.
Just because it's an old case, I was wondering if it was going to be close to the number y'all are talking
Yeah,
about.
There was actually a 12-1's been offered, Your Honor.
It's very close.
All right. All right, thank you. We'll
And,
see you
Your
back
Honor,
on the
that's
6th.
all I have, so with your permission, I'll take my leave.
I thought you were sticking
Oh,
around
I
for
am, Your
Rivera.
Honor, the Rivera.
I'm going to try to get to that, but
Yeah.
that might take a little bit of time.
Thanks for remembering.
Well, I think
I'll hang on till you call Mr. Rivera.
All right, thank you. All right. Mr. Catalinic? No, Mr. Catalinic, it's a good thing I've seen your signature on these papers for a long time. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to read it.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, go
Your Honor, I
ahead.
have one case on the docket. It's Tamika Hilliard, that filed a waiver,
Okay.
Hilliard, 24 CF 1487. Your Honor, we did depositions, I believe it was a week ago, and we didn't have the victim to talk to. And I think we have to make some arrangements for the victim. Isn't that right, Ms. Barrett?
That's correct, Judge. The victim resides out of state, so we'll have to go.
What state?
I'm sorry, sir?
What state?
Georgia. Yeah,
Too
not far.
Okay,
But we're going to do something, Judge, between now and February 24th.
okay. As far as getting it done?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You've got some things planned, so you might want to coordinate that as soon as you can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This just happened that she didn't.
Well, it's not a terribly old case, and y'all try to do the deposition. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just, when you say you're going to get something done before a certain time, just make sure you talk to Ms. Barrickman.
We're definitely going to get it coordinated, probably, Judge, probably today.
Okay, well,
That's all I
see you
have.
back on February 24th.
Thank you, Judge. That's
All
all
right.
I have.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Gooden. Oh, Ms. Gooden, you followed my advice I gave after you did it.
I was
You're covering for
notified.
Mr. Ramey as well?
I
And
am.
Mr. Crawford?
May I do his?
Whatever
first?
order, just make sure you tell me which one it is.
Russell Ramey, Cheryl Gooden covering for Russell Ramey.
Okay.
Going in alphabetical order.
Give me just a second so I can get to
Are you
his.
Mr. Delarosa? Okay. Right. He came walking out, so. And I misspoke. I'm gonna
Okay.
take one, Anthony Miles, out of alphabetical order.
Okay, we talked about Mr. Miles. He's got other cases with other lawyers.
Correct, Your Honor. With Mr. Ramey, they have depositions set in Mississippi, February 17th.
Okay. And I think we already moved everything to the February 24th date.
Thank you,
For the
Your
other
Honor.
cases. So we'll see you back on that date. All right, thank you, Mr. Miles.
Okay. All right. Then going back to alphabetical order, although the bailiffs do not have Andrew Delarosa, 24 CF.
Is that your case?
It's Mr. Ramey's.
It is?
Andrew Delarosa, 24 CF 1700. He says it's supposed to be on the docket for today. He
It
was
is on the
not.
docket for today, but we had it under the public defender case, Mr. Gibbs.
I'm showing it as Ramey on my computer, but on my docket,
That's-
he's not listed, so.
Right.
So
Do you have De La Rosa? Or,
they didn't transport him, but Mr. Ramey is asking for it to be continued, the working on depositions, setting depositions.
okay, if you could
So-
pass this on to Mr. Ramey, I handled part of this case in my other division, just so they know that,
I will.
I'm sure they're aware of that, but I just want to make sure that I'm explicitly telling everybody if I handled someone's case that's related, so I may have heard some of the facts already.
Okay.
All right. All
Um,
right, so
then,
De La Rosa, they're trying to get deposition set. Isn't this an older case?
It's
Honor, this is
24
actually-
CF.
July.
Grand jury indictment, I mean, it's, yeah.
Yeah.
And we did
No,
not.
that's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an older case than it actually is.
Apparently that particular notice of appearance didn't come to me, it went to Division. So we didn't see it, but obviously Mr. Ramey will be given everything we have.
Okay. All right, February 24th for De La Rosa.
The next one Mr. Ramey has is Jordan Fisher, 24, CF 1234. They have depositions scheduled January 16th.
Hold on just a second.
Mr. Ramey says it's his.
You're right. Sarah,
Dyram here?
according to benchmark.
It's like, where are they serving this?
I'm sorry, what, Madam Clerk?
We've got it as Dyram, who put in a notice of substitution back in September. Or wait, hold on a second. Mr. Ramey put it in September.
So I can correct.
Okay, thank you.
It's my understanding that depositions are scheduled for January 16th. I would ask for the February date.
I have no objection to continuance, but I would ask that, I do not have depositions on February 16th.
No, you do not.
I don't see a notice of any depositions. Looks like Mr. Ramey was at the last court date with Mr. Dyram as well.
Mr. Ramey settled the deposition issue.
Is Your Honor ready for me to?
Just a second. All right, for Jordan Fisher, February 24th, but I want to know what's going on with those depositions, if they could get something filed.
Yes,
I know you say you don't have them, but he's telling you you have something set where the prosecutor's saying they're not, so.
Yes, sir. The last for Mr. Ramey I have is Andrew Fox, FOX, 24 CF 1596. He said he's working on setting depositions. So I would ask
224.
for 224 for continuity.
I think I may set a date just for everyone to meet to set depositions. Just everyone show up with their calendar.
Mr. Ramey is from
Panama City.
Panama City.
Okay.
so-
Yeah. I understand, but if you're going to take cases, you're going to be
No,
ready to go there, so.
No, I'm just,
It's not specific to any individual, it's just I've heard a lot of, we're trying to set depositions today, and when we come back in February, I'd like to have dates set.
yes, Your Honor.
Judge deposition dates were given on 12/19.
Okay, I appreciate that, Ms. Bear. So, and I know this time of year, people are trying to figure out their calendars, but I'm talking more about February when we come back the next time, is let's have these things set instead of talk about setting them.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, next case.
The next case is my own case.
Okay.
Wesley Bertrand, Bertrand, 23 CF 2071.
Okay.
I understand it's an older case. We have depositions completed. This has gone through several state attorneys. I'm going to ask that it be continued because we thought we had a plea agreement, but based on the plea agreement, my client who lives in Louisiana would have to move back to Florida where he has no family, no support. So he's opted.
But back in October, y'all said it would be resolved today.
I understand.
All right, January 6th.
Well, when is the trial cycle?
Is the 13th and 20th. I mean, this case is from September of '23.
Yes, Your Honor,
And it was announced last time it'd be resolved today.
I expected it to be resolved, but my client has opted for trial, and I didn't want to ambush Ms. Turner.
Okay.
The failure to register, Judge.
Yeah,
As long as we have our witnesses available.
Okay, we'll talk about that on the 6th, and if it needs to be continued from that date, I'll certainly
And my
entertain it.
client, there's a waiver, but my client needs to be here on the 6th.
If you're going to be setting it for trial, yeah.
He's going to need to formally decline the offer as well, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have.
I don't need to know the details of the offer, but is it,
It's a downward departure, community control, Your Honor.
May we approach?
so they just can't do community control in Louisiana? Okay. You need me to tell me more than that?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
All right, did you have anything else, Ms. Gooden?
I believe that's all I have, and Mr. Ramey has, unless the clerk tells me otherwise.
Half the ones you said he had, I didn't have him having, so. All right, Mr. Keach.
I'm going to kill Mr.
Judge, I have one left on your docket. It's going to be James Terrell. And may Ms. Basso and I approach on that?
I'm going to wear out the carpet.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Hi, this is Alex Barthay from the UPS store.
For years, I proudly served Florida as a state trooper. During that time, I investigated over 1,000 car, motorcycle, and trucking crashes. My mission was simple, to help the victims. Now, as an injury attorney, I can do even more to help accident victims. Hi, I'm attorney Coy Browning. If you've been injured in a car accident, I'd be honored to help you. Call or visit us at browninglawfirm.com.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those. Hi, I'm attorney Michael Gilbert, and from all of us here at Warrior Law, we wish you and yours a safe and happy holidays.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Are the reports filed? Can you do me a favor, Mr. Keith, if you could send them to my office to make sure I've got them, and it'll remind me to read them as well. If I read them, if you send them to me this week, I'll probably read them this week, and that way I can tell you if I think I need them or not. I mean, you can always bring them if you want them, but I can always tell you I've read it. I think I understand.
From there, you went to Okaloosa
Okay.
County.
Hey, James.
Right.
All right, so for James Terrell, this is 21 CF 924 and 1577. We're going to place this on January 30th at 2:30 for
Evidentiary hearing regarding placement for his competency restoration.
Okay. And if you could do just a quick notice of hearing on that as well.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Keach.
Okay.
All right, perfect. And then I'll read those documents once I receive them. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was part of what Gooden was covering based on what I saw. All right. You have the max ready now? Okay. All right, Mr. Riasti.
Your Honor.
Good morning.
Recalling Christian Alexander Douglas, who's present before the court on 2023 CF 111C. This is a case with Ariana Leone, who's present before the court, and we'd ask that this case be continued one last cycle in order to obtain some cell phone data that is being provided to me by the state.
All right, Ms. Leone.
Your Honor, it's something that he has just requested. Mr. Douglas has had several attorneys in the past. All depositions have been done. The state is ready for trial. If the court is willing to allow the defendant to have a last continuance to pursue possible phone download, I would just agree to this being the last continuance.
And that was the discussion that we had. I agree that this would be the last continuance.
Let me make sure I understand. You're asking for phone downloads that they have?
We don't.
We don't. So you're trying to get
I'm trying to get
something
phone
from a
downloads.
third party?
No, that state has the phones from the cell phones from the arrest, the original arrest, and in speaking with my client, it's come up that we believe that there's that the phones can secure his position away from, so it's an alibi defense away from the location.
So what do you need? You need someone to look at the phone?
I need the downloads, and I need GPS data from the provider. And I don't believe I can do that between now and the
Basically,
time of
Your Honor,
the
we
trial.
will make the phones available for defense, and defense can go ahead and get the download that they need.
Okay, how's that typically done? Does
I
Mr.
don't
Riasti
know.
or his expert go up to the evidence room and?
He would have to make arrangements with the sheriff's office where it's kept, and then
That's how I always did it.
arrange with them how to get it done.
And after that, I have to ask the provider to provide the, once I
Can't
get
you
the.
do that now?
I can do that.
I just don't want it to be, let's wait until we see this, and then we go ahead and try to go get the other information. Let's start two tracks going. One to see the phones, one to get the data from the provider.
Yes.
Because this case is almost 2 years old.
Yes.
I understand it's a very serious charge, but at the same time, it's 2 years old, and these cell phone things have been in possession for 2 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I know you're new to the case, Mr. Riasti, but, so I'm not
Yeah.
fussing at you. I know you just got on it a couple of months ago, but this stuff needs to get done. All right, February 24th, last continuance.
I'm also recalling Marcellus Likely McWilliams, who's present before the court now and approaching Mr. McWilliams. And I had indicated I was more recently appointed on Mr. Likely McWilliams's case. The state is offering a sentence that offer that he is unwilling to accept, and so I'm asking for one continuance to have this case prepared for trial in February.
All right, what's the state's position now?
What did they ask for?
What did you ask, Mr. Rios?
Likely McWilliams, the 38-month prison sentence.
What were you asking for? I'm sorry. That's without objection, Your Honor. I hear what you said.
Looks like you just got on, is it
Yes.
in November, so last month. So, all right, I'm going to put it on February 24th, but last continuance.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have before the court.
All right, thank you. All right, I guess I skipped somebody, Alyssa Grant. Sorry, Miss Grant. I thought you were lumped in with Miss Gooden, so.
No problem, thank you.
In fact, I actually think I said Mr. Crawford's name, and she didn't tell
I
me,
believe
she
yes,
wasn't
you
covering,
did.
so I apologize for that. What have you got?
No problem. I have Randy Reedon, 23 CF 2713.
Randy Reedon, okay.
Your Honor, Mr. Crawford is asking for a continuance in this case. My notes indicate that there was a motion to compel recently granted, and
That was returned over just about a week ago.
he needs some time to gather that information.
That's correct, Your Honor. He was trying to obtain some GPS data, and I think they got it.
I looked at the case, it said it was turned over on December 18th, after the motion to compel.
My notes do indicate that something was turned over for after the stop was initiated, and they're requesting the information for before the stop.
See, the issue was this, Your Honor, this is not, they had to make this motion in order to get this additional data. It's not normal discovery that we would, it's like a public record request that they had to do to FHP. And they have complied, they've given all that they have. It's my understanding that they don't have anything in addition to what they gave him. I guess he needs time to review it and then say what he wants to do.
So you're trying to get data from the officer's car, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And you're saying you only received it for after the traffic?
That is Mr. Crawford's position.
Have you talked to Mr. Crawford about this particular issue, what he's looking for?
Your Honor, not after we shared the latest information from FHP. He hasn't told me if that satisfies his request or not. I don't know.
It's just an old case, and Mr. is it Reedon is in custody. I'd like for it to get resolved some way.
It is ready, Your Honor.
We put it on the 6th so y'all can talk about what's needed still.
perfectly
and
fine with
if
that,
there's
Your Honor.
anything else, I can be involved on the 6th.
January 6th.
But I know sometimes with these agencies, you have to ask for it very specifically.
I will let
So
him
I want
know.
to make sure that y'all know, have what you need, and the case can be resolved. I just don't want to keep continuing it since it's over a year old at this point.
Hey, Your Honor, what time is that on the 6th?
It'll be 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
And then if Ms. Leone, you and Mr. Crawford can talk about it in the meantime.
Yes, sir.
That way, we kind of know what we're dealing with once we get there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
January 6th. All right, Mr. Dees.
I signed it. I looked at it. Wait, can I give it to him? Okay, then he's gone.
Thank you, good morning.
Sounds familiar.
At this time, he will withdraw his previous entered plea of not guilty, tender one of no contest to the court. Would you prefer me to announce the sentence?
I'll announce it, sir. All right, sir, can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, can you state your name and how old you are?
Shane Jaghab, 24.
Okay, and Mr., say the name again so I get it right.
Jaghab.
Jaghab. All right, so you're here charged in 24 CF 2401 with possession of a controlled substance, third-degree felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, and resisting without violence, first-degree misdemeanor, and you're wanting to plea according to this agreement, is that right? All right. Are you under the influence of any controlled substances, alcohol, prescription medicines that could affect your ability to make this decision today? You ever been treated for a mental health issue? Have you had enough time to speak with Mr. Dees, your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Has he answered all of your questions? You satisfied with his advice and representation? Has anyone forced, pressure, or threatened you to take this plea? Has anyone promised you anything for taking this plea? You understand by entering a plea, you give up your right to a trial?
Yes, sir.
And all your trial rights that are listed here in the form? All right, and did you understand the form, including the conditions of probation, both general and specific? Okay. How far have you gone in school? How far have you gone in school?
As far as,
Did you complete high school? Did you go to college?
I didn't complete high school.
Oh, okay. Did you understand and read the form?
Yes, sir.
And you signed it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is your plea?
Contest.
All right. I'm going to accept your no contest plea as freely, voluntarily, knowingly given. On count one, possession of controlled substance, adjudication of guilt, 24 months probation, $40 a month cost of supervision, $615 in costs, to perform a substance abuse evaluation and any recommended treatment, random urinalysis for the detection of any drugs or controlled substances you're not prescribed. Counts 2 and 3, the misdemeanors or adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. Did I miss anything?
I do not believe so.
No, Your Honor.
State's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, that is state's
Okay.
agreement.
And the guideline sentence?
It is, Your Honor.
All right. All right, step up, be fingerprinted. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court.
Your Honor, next case I have is Ryan Williams. He's before the court in two cases, 24 CF 473, 24 CF 279. Robert Dees on behalf of Mr. Williams. Your Honor, we've reached an agreement on Mr. Williams' case. It was a late breaking agreement. The state has allowed Mr. Williams until the 9th to get his affairs in order. I was hoping the court would take his plea today and allow him to execute his sentence in the morning of January the 9th.
Without a plea form?
Got it, yes, sir. Just wanted
Oh,
to-
you've got one,
I've
okay.
got- Yes, yes. I just wanted to make sure before I did that, the court might be okay.
I don't know what the sentence is, so let me take a look at it. Is that the state's agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, Mr. Williams understands if he were to fail to appear that morning, that the agreement would be off and it would be a plea straight to the court.
Score sheet's 18 and a half, and you're giving him 21 months, is that?
Yes, sir.
Where's he to turn himself in?
We were going to come to court, Your Honor.
On the 9th?
So generally, I guess generally what we would do is just accept the plea today and then come before the court. If the court is here, I think it's jury selection morning, is what that morning was.
I thought you said the 9th.
Thought that was the 9th.
The 9th is jury review, I think, right? It's a
I think
Friday.
I think it's 10th.
10th. So I apologize about the date. But
All right, that's maybe what I'm
sorry,
getting
that's
over.
what we were envisioning, and then
So
taking
he'll
the
take the
plea.
plea and basically be sentenced and have to come in on the 10th on our jury review docket in order to turn himself in.
Unless the court would prefer we just show up, maybe on the 10th and enter the plea, but we were hoping to.
I don't know if that's a condition of the
Yeah, no, I
offer
would
was
want
to
the
plea
plea to be
today.
entered today.
I thought that would be
That's
required.
kind of what I figured.
I was just being agreeable to him turning himself in after a little bit so that he can put his affairs in order. That's all.
All right, so I'm willing to accept the plea. We'll go through the colloquy in a second here, but you'll have to show up on the 10th, and that's when you'll turn yourself in. All right, so Mr. Williams, you understand if you don't appear on that date, there'll be a KP is put out for you, and then I can sentence you to anything up into including the maximum, which you've got a 5-year felony petty theft, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which is a 15-year maximum, possession of a controlled substance, 5-year maximum, and possession of drug paraphernalia, 1129. So you're talking 26 years if you don't show up on Friday. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right. And you understand everything that we just talked about as far as you turning yourself in on Friday,
Yes.
next
Yes, sir.
Friday? All right, this is 24 CF 473, which is one count felony petty theft, and 24-279, which is possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. Did you go over this form with your attorney, Mr. Dees?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did he answer all of your questions? Are you satisfied with his advice and representation?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, or prescription medicines that could affect your ability to make this decision?
No, sir.
Have you ever been diagnosed or treated for a mental health issue?
No, sir.
All right. Did anyone force you to take this plea?
No, sir.
Did anyone promise you anything in return for this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering a plea, you be giving up your right to a trial on all these issues where the state would have to prove your guilt by beyond all reasonable doubt? And you understand you're giving up all your trial rights that are enumerated in this document that you looked over and signed? You understand you're waiving all potential defenses that you may have?
Yes, sir.
All right. How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
37 years old, and I graduated high school.
Okay. Anything that you didn't understand in this agreement?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what is your plea?
No contest.
I'll accept your no contest plea. You're to be adjudicated guilty. All cases, all counts. In the two, let's see. In 24-473, adjudication of guilt, 21 months DOC. Credit for all time served, $615 in costs, reduced to a lien. You're to appear on Friday, January 10th at 9 o'clock to turn yourself in. If you're here at 9:01, I'm going to consider that you didn't appear in a timely fashion, and I'll be sentencing you up into the maximum. So make sure you're here early. 24-279 on the possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, 21 months Department of Corrections as well. Credit for all time served, $615, fine and cost reduced to a lien concurrent. And then on counts 2 and 3 of the controlled substance and paraphernalia, those will be adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. Sentence will begin again on January 10th. Any questions? State's agreement.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and it's a guideline sentence, actually a little bit above the guidelines. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence, but be here on the 10th. On 473 or 279?
That's, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, it's not listed here, but count 4 in 24-279, which is the charge of taking a deer or turkey with a gun and light, is going to be dismissed by the state, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Judge, I believe that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Good seeing you.
Dees. You too. All right, before we start that, we're going to take about a 10-minute recess. It's been over 2 hours, so I'm going to take a quick break so everyone can get a chance.
All rise, please.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Island's burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Hi, this is Alex Barthe from the UPS store in Crestview, Florida. We also have Eglin Air Force Base and Fort Walton Beach. So if you're seeing me, it must mean it's Old St. Nick is right around the corner, and we want to help you to be able to get your packages to your loved ones. So for the UPS store, UPS has deadlines starting on the 20th of this month of December. So if you're trying to get something to a loved one within the continental United States, the December 20th date should start letting you know that we're getting close to having parts of the country each day cut off. So go to ups.com. You could see the calendar on the website. Also, on this ad, you're going to also have the flyer that shows the dates, so you can fine-tune whatever it is that you're trying to ship out to a loved one, what part of the country. If you're sending to deployed men or women, to APOs, FPOs, I would suggest getting in the mail sooner rather than later, because it's going to take during normal times 10 to 12 days. 10 days, 2 weeks is probably a better gauge on shipping. So get those packages going to our deployed men and women around the world so that they can have a happy Christmas as well. In other parts of the U.S., you can also refer to the post office's website for those particular locations. Shipping outside the U.S., give it time. So again, sooner is better. On behalf of your Crestview Egg
For years, I proudly served Florida as a state trooper.
During that time, I investigated over 1,000 car, motorcycle, and trucking crashes. My mission was simple: to help the victims. Now, as an injury attorney, I can do even more to help accident victims. Hi, I'm attorney Coy Browning. If you've been injured in a car accident, I'd be honored to help you. Call or visit us at browninglawfirm.com.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those. Hi, I'm attorney Michael Gilbert, and from all of us here at Warrior Law, we wish you and yours a safe and happy holidays.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
Congratulations, Crestview's very own Dixie Dan Powell of Powell Injury Law, for your recent jury verdict of $11.5 million for your client from a death and injury against an inflatable amusement company. Recognized in 2017 as one of the top 100 civil trial lawyers in the state of Florida, and Dixie is AV preeminent rated. Dixie Dan Powell works tirelessly for his clients, as is evident by this extraordinary verdict. If you're taking your case to trial, be prepared. Contact Dixie Dan Powell and Powell Injury Law, 850-306-2667.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
says it is on the docket, but.
Do we have an interpreter case?
We do. One of mine, Judge. And the
You have the,
defendant has not answered.
what's that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
The interpreter's here on one of Mr. Gibbs' cases. The defendant has not been responding, so I didn't know if you want to call that before you break for lunch and get her out of here.
Do we have anything else that we'll need the interpreter for this afternoon? Okay, well, if they're not responding, I would say we'll go ahead and take care of it without him or her.
Okay. For the record, Charles Russell, Public Defender's Office. Defendant's name is Aaron Bastillo Flores. Case number is 24 CF 2299. Mr. Bastillo Flores.
That is announcing the hall right there. This is why we got to get to the two different things. All right. All right. Capias.
I don't know what the state wants to do, Judge.
I mean,
Bastillo Flores, battery on a Leo.
Your Honor, as it is well past 9 o'clock, we would ask the court.
For the
to
record,
issue-
it's 11:31.
Yes, sir. We'd ask the court to issue no bond capias
All right,
case.
no bond capias.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I just assumed you had others, but I'll get the hang of it again. All right, Mr. Nopes, you up next?
Your Honor, I've got, we start with Robert Anderson. Judge, I think we've got this resolved. We're just looking at the prior record points on the score sheet. The state's going to look at it. I'm going to look at it, but we've decided to put it on for January 6th. We expect it to be a plea.
Okay. All right, January 6th for purposes of a plea.
Yes, sir. And I'll come to you, okay?
Sure.
I would like to say welcome to the bench.
Well, I've been on the bench for a while. I'm just new to the division,
Got
so
you.
I appreciate
It's a
it.
pleasure meeting you.
You too.
All right, Mark.
Thank you. I'll come to you. Judge, I then have Andrew Barnhill. Judge, the state and I have agreed to put him on.
Put some courtesy points on his score sheet? Or take some off, I guess? Go ahead.
Is that possible? I was hoping we got a little something.
Yeah, a little something for the effort. All right, Barnhill.
Judge, we're going to put it on for January 6th. The state's got to look at the 24 CF 496 case to see where it wants to land with its offer. And there is a question that he might have been in jail when he failed to appear for his deposition. The other case, which is the domestic.
Wait, who failed to appear?
Chase, Christopher Chase.
That's the alleged victim, or?
That's the victim in that case. And then the first case, number 23 CF 1308, Judge, the victim in that case has contacted my office saying they wanted to drop charges. We told them to call the state. The state has talked to them, but she's not certain what the last conversation was.
Okay. So are we coming back on the 6th to resolve?
Come back on
it?
the 6th and see if we can figure out what's going on. Judge, then I have Madison Chancey. It's my understanding you continued the co-defendant to February 24th.
That's correct, Judge.
Are we expecting a motion in that case as well?
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Judge.
24 for Chancey.
Then there's Justin Diaz.
Yes.
Judge, he's actually got two case numbers,
Can I
21
stop you for a minute,
CF.
Mr. Nopes?
Huh?
Can I stop you for a second? Mr. Diaz, did I ever represent you?
Not that I know of, sir.
Do I have the right name up? Yeah, okay. Because your name sounds familiar. I didn't look it up, but I just wanted to make sure if that was an issue. I want to make sure, again, I'm transparent on those things.
Judge, he's got two case numbers. One's 21 CF 2951, and then he's got 24 CF 1499. That's a new case or newer case. I think I got appointed in September or October. The state and I've talked today. They're going to get me discovery on the second case, and then that's going to give me a chance to go to the jail and talk to him about their offer. And Judge, we've agreed to continue it.
Why is the 21 case still outstanding after 3 years?
Judge, he had a pending case over in Walton County that has held him up for a while. They finally reached an agreement on that case a few months ago. And then in the meantime, by the time he got over here, then floated in a warrant that has been outstanding since 2021 on that new case. So it just been, you know how that goes sometimes.
Yes, sir. I think there's actually a bill that's been filed in the legislature to try to help some of those problems.
Really?
See what happens with it.
Wow, interesting.
Where people can take care of things while they're already in prison on cases that are pending. It's usually pretty difficult, as you know, Mr. Nobes.
I've often said I don't believe that they want to do it that way, but
See what happens with it. I'm not advocating one position or the other, just for the record. All right, so we want to come back when with him? 24th?
24th.
All right, February 24th.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I then have Bonnie Sue Hahn.
It's Justina's case.
You want to continue for defo?
Judge, I need to continue to set depositions.
That's without objection. That tracks with Ms. Turner's notes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, that's just from July, so February 24th for pretrial.
Judge, then I've got Michelle Lee Kemp, 24 CF 328. Judge, there is a waiver on file. Judge, we did depositions, and Justina was going to try to figure out what she was going to decide the final offer would be.
Okay.
I say leave it on. Is Justina going to be here on
Yes,
Monday?
sir. Let's leave it on for the 6th, please.
All right. January 6th for possible plea.
Okay. Judge, then I've got Stefan Kessler. Judge, I'd like to try to get an offer on, I know it says Ms. Naomi, but I'm not certain it's her case. I don't know if it's her or hers.
It appears to be Ms. Turner's case, sir.
Ms. Turner?
Yes, sir.
Judge, let's leave it set for January 6th, because the charges, I'd like to get it resolved with holding him in jail. Clear continuance.
Does he have a bond?
Judge, actually, he has a bond on this case, but he has another pending misdemeanor. I've misspoke. That's what's holding him up, but I'm hoping maybe we can resolve this.
All right, January 6th for possible plea.
I'll get something nailed down and come see you. Judge, then I got Christopher McCoy. There's a waiver on file. This is the first time up. Judge, I'd ask to put it on for February 24th.
It's the first time up, I believe.
Yes, sir.
All right, any objection? McCoy?
No, Your Honor.
All right. First continuance, February 24th.
Judge, I then have Stacy Ray McDonald. Judge, I'd like to, I got to set depositions. I would put it on for February 24th if I could. I got appointed end of October.
All right. Did you set a deposition, or you have to set it?
I need to set depositions. I can't talk to you right now.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. What?
He's asking to set a deposition on Stacy Ray McDonald.
Yeah, if he contacts my office, we will set it up.
So, will you? Okay. Judge, let me pass her just for a minute. She's got something she's dying to tell me and I
All
can't
right.
hear. So
Let us do this, Ms. McDonald, just talk to him after he's finished, and then we can recall you if we need to. Go ahead.
J.C. Rycroft. J.C. Eddie Rycroft. Let me pass it and go to the hallway and call. Then I've got William Talbot. Judge, Mr. Talbot and I talked on the 24th, and as a result thereof, at his direction, I had filed a motion to withdraw. He's this morning indicated that he still wants me to stay on this case, so I'll withdraw my motion to withdraw.
Okay.
I will tell the court that we have asked for transcripts of depositions taken on December 13th, and that normally takes a couple weeks. So I don't think if it had to go to trial, if it was the second week, then that would probably work, but
Is that in the new case?
No, it's not a new case, Judge.
No, I'm sorry, not the new case, but the new law violation as opposed to the VOP.
Yes, sir.
It is an old case.
Judge, I will tell you that we learned through the deposition that there was another set of folks for the Sheriff's Department that served the search warrant and found the drugs at the bottom of this case, the charge. So I may have to take other depositions once I read through that. It's 13 or 23 pages. I haven't had a chance to look at it, though.
Wait, didn't look at what?
They sent me another report.
After the depositions?
Well, it was talked about at the deposition, and she was able to find it and get it sent to me, but I have not had a chance to look at it.
There may be more witnesses you have to look into.
Right.
Does that sound accurate, Ms. Leone?
I don't think necessarily you're new witnesses because we share the same names. It's just that we did not have a complete report. And it was disclosed, he's right, it was disclosed to me and defense counsel during the deposition on the 13th.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Well, this is the sheriff's office case?
It is, it's the sheriff's office.
Well, that's kind of surprising, but
No, you know,
I'm not saying it's not true, but they usually get you
No,
everything.
You know, if I may say why it happens, if they upload a report prior to after us checking for it and they don't tell us, we are not aware that there is something else, so.
Yeah, I'm not accusing the state.
Well, of course, no. I know how it goes because I used to do this, but in bigger cases, I used to actually tell the prosecutor, if you could just check one more time to see if there's anything in there, because the number of times I've got, deposition, well, on page 40 of my report, and I'm looking at a 13-page report, and I'm like, I know what happens, but the problem is it's a case that's over 2 years old. So let's make sure we bring this in for a landing, everyone do their due diligence, take a look at everything that we can. I want to put it on the 24th if that's what you want, but I don't expect I'll continue it again short of hearing something like there's new witnesses or new information or we can't get this person or whatever it is.
If you need to do more things, you need to review the report.
Let's just put it on the 24th, yeah.
All right, February 24th. You okay with that, Mr. Talbot?
I have no choice but to be, sir.
Well, then tell me if you've got any concerns. Obviously, you're hearing the same things I am. I'm trying to get this resolved, but it's been going for 2 years.
2.5 years, sir, I've been here on this case, and
How long have you been in custody?
Since September 19th, 2022, sir. And I don't see where they got a case on me on.
All right, let's do this. Let's put it on January 6th. Y'all take a look at everything you've got and see if anything else needs to be done, then I'll talk about if we're going to continue it or not.
That's fair enough, Judge.
But, he's been in jail for 2 years.
I don't think I've been involved that long, Judge.
I understand, Mr. Nopes, but I want these things to get moving. I'm not blaming anybody. I know that this is kind of the things that happen in these cases sometimes, but, that's easy for us to say we're not the one incarcerated, so.
With subpoenas or without, because I would have to issue the subpoenas today due to the holidays. That's my issue.
Without? Let's see if we can at least talk about it and what can be resolved.
That's That's fine.
It sounds like y'all aren't ready for trial, even though it's been a while, just because you've got new information. All right, we'll see you back on Monday, Mr. Talbot.
Judge, the next case is Ralph Jeremy Thompson. Judge, I just got appointed December 10th. He's got a number of cases. If the state wanted to make an offer to get all of them resolved, I'd take it out there and talk with him.
Are there more on this docket, or just the one?
Actually, this is the only one on this docket. I'm not certain where the other cases are.
I'm checking.
Have you told the jail you need to see somebody?
I think he's got 3 new cases, 24 CF, 2620, and 2641, 2675 are all set on the 24th of February.
We'll just put this on for January 24th.
What about, hey, I got bonds on all my charges except my FTA. Can we do something about that?
For the record, Judge, I went to the jail to see him on on December 24th, and he was not able to come out. He was hurt or sick is what one of his cellmates told me. You know, he's my cellmate. He's not going to be able to come talk to you today because he's hurt or he's sick. I can't remember what he told me. So it's a new case for me, and I will go see him. If there's something that needs to be filed about the bonds, I will attempt to do that, but I need to understand.
They reinstated I was out on bond and they reinstated that bond. I just got a bond on my FTA, no bond on my FTA.
I don't see it. What FTA?
So you're telling me I have a bond, sir?
I'm not telling you anything.
No, I mean,
I'm saying I don't see an FTA is what I'm telling you.
Oh, well, I mean, I was out on bond and I caught new charges and they revoked my bond, but now they reinstated that. But I got a no bond on my FTA. I'm just trying to get a bond on that, so I need to go to the doctor, sir.
Well, like your attorney said, he's going to talk to you. He's going to file anything. I can't just have.
You can't give me a bond today on my no bond?
The other side's entitled to notice.
Okay.
No, sir. No. Your side has to file a motion. It has to be set for hearing, and they need notice. That's what the rules of procedure. Just for the same reason that can say we want to revoke his bond, and I can say, all right, take him off. Everyone deserves, hold on, I'm still talking. Everyone deserves notice and an opportunity to be heard.
Yes, sir.
So if Mr. Nopes files something, I'll hear it as soon as I possibly can. But I don't know the situation of all your cases. If you're not familiar, I'm not the judge who was normally in this division. I took it over today. So I'll take a look at anything that gets filed, and we'll have a hearing as soon as we possibly can, but I don't see a failure to appear. So discuss it with Mr. Nopes. Y'all will come back. I'll make a decision. That's how it works.
Does the state have an offer on everything today?
I'm sure we'll talk about it with Mr. Nopes, and he'll convey that in a timely fashion. Thank you.
That's true, Judge.
Do we want to come back next week?
Judge, if we want to, I mean, that way he doesn't wait forever, be glad to do it that way.
Can the state possibly have an offer together for all 3 cases before then, or no?
I could have it.
All
yes,
right,
sir.
let's take a look at it. Maybe we can get you done on January 6th.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Yeah, just put them all on the 6th for basically just status and run with this one, and if there's a deal working them all out, great. It'll save us some time on the 24th, because we've set a lot of cases that day already.
No sense in filling that day up. Judge Aaron Zimmerman is, other than the 2 cases I passed, Aaron Zimmerman's the last one under my name. I was hoping Ms. Turner was going to be here today. Obviously she's not here. Judge, if I could put it on, let's just put it on for Monday. And I got some stuff to give her, but I'm gonna scan and email it to her, because if I give it to them, they're like me, they don't need anything else to walk around with, they'll lose it too. So if I can just put it on the 6th.
All right, January 6th, Ms. Turner should be back for that date.
If you don't mind, Mr. Nopes, I can take a peek at it before you leave too, just in case.
All right, anything else, Mr. Nopes?
Yeah, I'm covering Jeff Tony. He says he has Kevin McKinney Sr., 24 CF 1580. He said he's trying to set depositions. It's funny because I said, tell me what you need me to do, and he didn't tell me what he wanted me to do. He just said you need to schedule depositions, and I'm not going to do that for him.
Again, I think we're just going to have a mandatory deposition conference where we're going to set all these things. All right, 224, set depots. Do you have anything else?
Judge, I've got those 2 cases that I passed. I'm going to walk out here and see where they're, if I can find the one guy and talk with the one lady.
Okay.
And I'll be right back in.
All right, Mr. Cobb.
This is the first case I'd like to deal with or handle this morning is State versus Trace Philip Marshall. Judge, with Mr. Marshall, he has 2 cases, a new law violation and a violation of probation. Case, the state and I have talked, and we wanted to set the violation of probation for an evidentiary hearing in the 2019 CF 1607 case, and then continue the new charge 23 CF 1981 to the February 24th.
What's the basis of the VOP?
The new law violation.
New law violation.
The bench trial, basically. What dates do we have for VOPs?
Inactive docket was
That January 9th?
9th or 30th? That's 9th is kind of soon.
We've got a couple that are going to be lengthy that day, if we can avoid that day, Your Honor.
The 30th work?
30th, I think we've talked about having some lengthy ones, right?
We've got a sentencing hearing. It's going to require an expert. I know that for sure with Mr. Swiatek, Your Honor.
Oh, that's the...
Could we do the February date, Your Honor, Mr. Cobb?
We can do it. The only thing I can say is, figure out where we're at trial-wise. I mean, I'm free to open up some of those non-used trial days, if possible. So I guess just keep your ear out for that, Mr. Cobb, that we may be able to move some things up if it's possible.
I'll take a look at my witnesses and make sure they're available, just in case, too.
I mean, obviously, we got a lot of cases left, but I think I've only got 1 set so far.
Right. So the tentative date is February
6th at 2:30 for the VOP evidentiary. Otherwise, if y'all can agree to a date once they become available, I just can't see myself having 2 weeks with nothing to do if y'all don't give me some more trials.
Yes, sir.
Mine's mostly law enforcement and the victims, so I'll reach out at least and see if we can get them.
Maybe start talking about those particular days for that 2-week period.
We can do that.
Right. And then with the new charge, can we leave it on the February 24th pretrial docket?
Yes, February 24th for the new case, which is the, when I say new case, it's 23-1981.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, this Friday.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Next.
Kevin, Tyrone Russell.
That's mine.
Judge, he has 3 cases, 24 CF 119C, 20 CF 915C, 2023 CF 2611. I've emailed the state with regards to deposition dates in February, and I looked at my emails this morning on the way to court, and I saw that the assistant to Ms. Leone had emailed me back with the dates. So we're going to schedule depots in February. That's the dates. So I'm asking for the February 24th docket.
No objection.
When did you get on this case, Mr. Cobb?
When have I been on the case? 4 or 5 months? 4 or 5 months.
Do you think you can get them set in February?
Yeah, we've already got the dates, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, February 24th, depots to be completed before then. Obviously, if people don't show up or whatever, you can bring that to my attention, but
Yes, sir.
this case is almost a year old, too.
Schedule C on Friday, okay? Friday, yeah. Judge, can I do Mr. Lonnie Ward next, and I'll save Mr. Strahan's cases for last?
All right, Lonnie Ward.
Yes, sir. Because I was appointed the end of November. I filed my notice of appearance and demand for discovery on November 27th. I checked the files over the holidays, and I still don't have the discovery exhibits that have been sent to me. But it is the first time up for me, and I'm going to be asking for a February 24th continuance date.
No objection.
So you sent discovery out? Ms. Leone?
I-
Has discovery been sent?
I believe so.
I go back and look at the links and stuff, but I didn't see it as of like 2 days ago, but I'll check.
When did you file your notice?
The 27th of November.
I don't see a discovery exhibit in the court file.
Not sure we received notice, Your Honor. We're having some issues with the defense counsel. I mean, if they don't check us when they file something, we don't automatically get notified.
But we're all aware of it now. I know the e-filing system can file it to 100 different people that don't need it, and sometimes the people who do.
I know.
I've been in addition to doing the service, I've been separately emailing it because I did notice that it was doing that, so I've been double doing it.
Or it
So if
sends
she
it to
gets
the
2
wrong
emails-
person. All right, so let's get discovery over to them February 24th.
Okay. All right. I saved the toughest for last, Judge.
Okay.
State versus Lonnie Strahan. Judge, this is Mr. Strahan before the court. These are old cases. I'm not the first attorney on the case. I believe I'm the
14th?
Yeah. Part of what I've done since I've had the cases, I've gone through and tried to obtain every single thing that I've read about or heard about and what I do have. And I've talked to Ms. Basso about this, and there are some videos that I'm still trying to track down of 2 interviews of one of the minors that were done that didn't come over in the discovery with the state. I'm in a position where I could try these cases because I've read everything, but I would really rather not try them without watching those 2 videos first because of what could happen later on down the road if he's convicted.
Sure.
And if we do set it for trial, we're going to have to coordinate with these witnesses because they're all out of state. There'll have to be travel arrangements made. So I don't believe we can go this time, but I'm hopeful if we put it on the February 24th docket, I can get all the discovery issues resolved, and then the state and I can work out the travel arrangements, and we can go ahead and try these cases the next trial cycle.
All right, so what videos do we think we're missing? I obviously don't use names.
Yeah, I won't. There's, the report says 3 CPI interviews were done of a victim, and when I got the documents back, there was only 1 interview, and it was from an interview that occurred in Havelock, North Carolina. And then there were video depositions taken, and I'm trying to track down the video depositions.
Video depositions?
Of the 2 victims, the minor victims.
In this case?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the prior counsel agreed that they were willing to do it that way, and it worked fine. We did it by Zoom, so.
Okay.
Well,
So,
I asked Mr. Cobb to reach out to Ms. Barber, who's coordinating all that, because every time we've got a new attorney, we've kind of tried to get them a whole new set again, so she's best aware of everything we have. So
we believe the videos exist, they just have to be given to Mr. Cobb.
we just want to double check, yes, sir, because everything should have gone over to him, so we will double check that on Thursday.
And Mr. Strahan's been very helpful in forming his defense.
Okay.
I spent the whole plane trip one time reading a 25-page memo that he wrote me outlining everything he wants me to do, and I understand that. So I could try it. I just want to make sure I have everything in my possession before we set it for a trial.
And you also mentioned, sir, there might be some additional witnesses, the reciprocal witnesses, and I certainly would need those in case I need to speak to them as well, sir.
Right, yeah, during the course of what I've been doing on my investigation, there are some witnesses that may be able to provide some exculpatory evidence. So I'm going to try to track them down, but it wouldn't necessarily be critical to going forward with the trial, but I'm just trying to give the court a full picture of where we are in the process, because I know these are old cases. And I've sat back there and listened to you get a little bit of heartache today about some of the older cases, and I want to make sure you understand why this case is still on the docket. And where we're
I don't
headed.
have an issue with cases taking a long time if it's needed.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to weed through the ones that it's needed and the ones that it's not. when you give me information like you have, I don't have an issue with that. But again, anytime someone's incarcerated and the case is 3 years old, we want to make sure that we're taking care of it. And I understand you're his 14th lawyer. And so these things need to be a little more. It's hard to do your due diligence when someone else has been doing it for you, or 13 other people have been doing it for you. Okay. So, do we want to call this last continuance?
I would say yes, Your Honor, unless he gives me a long list of witnesses that I need to track down. But I think otherwise we would have everything to Mr. Cobb, and we could line up the travel for everybody already as well.
This is what I want. Videos need to be turned over. New witness names need to be turned over. I'm going to say by February 1st.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, this is not my civil docket where we give all these deadlines for filing every single thing that could possibly be used. But I don't want to show up on the 24th and find out something just got turned over the day before. If there's an exception to be made, I'll listen to it on the 24th. But
That's very helpful, thank you.
Yeah, that's understandable as well. Thank you, Judge.
all right.
Again, I'm
Anything
scheduled to
else?
see him Friday at the jail, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, anything else?
No, those are my cases.
All right, February 24th from Mr. Strahan. But again, I want all evidence turned over February 1st. I know it's been turned over before, I'm sure, from what I've heard, but also if there's new witnesses, Mr. Cobb, get those turned over.
Judge, those are my cases.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cobb. All right. Mr. Nopes, did you have something you need to readdress? All right, then I'll handle this one, Steve, and then I'm going to talk to Mr. Rivera, Mr. Williams, and then I think we'll move on from there.
Judge, I got Stacy McDonald.
Okay.
Judge, when I walked in the hall and spoke with her, she's actually due to have a C-section on February 12th of next year. So we'd asked for.
So she did have something very important to tell you.
I
while you
know.
were
I
here.
mean, I felt bad when I got out. I thought, well, this is important. So if we could pass it 2 cycles.
Let me get back to you, Steve.
I've got to set depositions
You're setting
anyway.
depositions. Any objection to a
No, Your
2-cycle
Honor, no
continuance
objection.
given that
That's fine.
circumstance? What is mine? April 28th. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you back that.
You bet. Judge, and then the next case I've got is J.C. Rycroft. Judge, I've been trying to get him rounded up to meet. He's actually going to be available today at 2, and I'm going to meet with him today. So if we could put it on for Monday to see if we can get it resolved. Otherwise, I need to set depositions.
All right. Monday, January 6th, plea or continuance. Mr. Rycroft, make sure you meet with Mr. Nopes this afternoon.
2 o'clock today. I gave you my card. Okay?
Mr. Rycroft, if I find out you don't make your meeting, we're going to have a talk about that on January 6th.
Thank
He's
you,
got
Judge.
work to do for you.
That's all I've got, Judge.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Rivera, Mr. Williams filling in. I know what I said, and I just didn't do what I just said. I'll get it next. All right, this is under Mr. Scott.
All right, Judge, I don't have that case.
I've got it. This is Sixto Omar Rivera. He has 22 CF 1214 and 22 CF 122. Mr. Rivera, you stated that you wanted to represent yourself. Is that correct?
Your Honor, I requested a standby attorney,
But you had a standby attorney.
and that's when the other attorney was appointed.
Mr. Scott.
As a full, yes, as a full attorney.
As a full attorney?
Yes.
Do you want Mr. Scott as your
No, I
standby?
don't want him. because
Okay,
he
this is what
already-
we're gonna do then. I'm gonna set you for a different date and we're gonna talk about these things because this case is 2.5 years old. I talked to you about this stuff when I covered this docket 20 months ago, and it was the same issues back then, right? So I'm not gonna have everyone sit here while we basically have this long drawn-out hearing when you changed your mind from this morning, you're free to do so if that's what you'd like to do. But I'm not going to jam up a pretrial conference docket with 542 cases to have this hearing.
No, I didn't know.
I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just explaining what I'm doing, okay? So what I'd like to do, I wish I had Mr. Scott here so I could, because I think he needs to potentially be here, or I need to hear from him, because here's the thing. Put your hand down for a second and you'll get a chance to get heard. There's two different things that you're potentially asking for. One, if you're going to represent yourself, I have to make sure you understand what that means. If you're saying, I still want standby counsel, but I don't want the guy that you gave me previously, or at least the court gave you previously, then it's a different set of circumstances. You know, one's a Nelson hearing, one's a Feretta hearing with standby counsel. So I've got to go through all those things. But if you're going to say Mr. Scott shouldn't be that guy, I might need to hear directly from him. So I know what the circumstances are, because all I heard this morning was, you know, he called me 48 minutes late. But we'll go through those things, but I'm not going to do it with, you know, literally hundreds of people waiting.
If you allow me, my situation wasn't that they just called late and he didn't introduce himself to me. It was the fact that he accused me of being
Okay, and I understand that. I understand that.
That's what
How many appointed lawyers have you had, Mr. Rivera?
One.
Just one?
Yes,
Okay.
I hired two, which I had to let go.
Okay.
For the same reasons, and the state and the court tried to appoint the public defender, but the public defender immediately declined that. So this is the only
Well,
attorney.
it depends what you mean by decline. If they have a conflict, they have to tell me that and withdraw, so then RCC gets appointed, and then if they have a conflict, we go through that little bit of a dance. I want to spend all the time you need on this, Mr. Rivera. I just don't have the ability to do that today. So, do we have time on Thursday? Can you come back on Thursday? What time do we have? Let's see what else is set there.
Your Honor, will we need Mr. Scott there for that as well?
It would be preferable.
I know
No idea what his availability is.
That's.
I know your docket on the 6th is jammed up. I spoke to Mr. Scott before he left. He said he would be back here on the 6th on another matter. So I don't know how.
Well, the 6th is just docket day. I just don't want to put two. How about we do the 6th in the afternoon?
That would work, Your Honor.
Would that work potentially for Mr. Scott with your?
He's going to be here in the morning, so.
All right. We've got a lot of cases on the morning, I think, already.
Do the afternoon, that would work, Your Honor.
1-6. Is that at 1:30, Your Honor?
Let me see how many we have in the morning right now.
Okay.
Well, you know, let's just do the afternoon, because I don't know how many more we're going to put on there. 27. Yeah. Let's put it at 1:30 on Monday, the 6th.
30
Here.
Monday the 6th.
Monday the 6th, so a week from today. And I'm going to listen to everything you have to say, Mr. Rivera. I feel like I'm really repeating myself. I don't think you're asking me to do that, but I am. I just want to get through some of these other cases and give you the time that you need, because I know there's a lot of history in your case, and I want to make sure I examine all those things.
Now, my question to you is, what is it that Monday the 6th at 1:30?
Monday the 6th at 1:30 will be to discuss whether or not you're going to have standby counsel, and if that's going to be someone other than Mr. Scott.
Thank you.
But I have to go through these inquiries to make sure you understand what all that means. And frankly, when you're representing yourself, I have to do that basically every court date we have. I have to ask you the same questions at any critical stage. I have to make sure you understand those things.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rivera. We'll see you in a week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sorry about the
I'll
delay,
let
Mr. Williams.
It's okay.
I appreciate
I'll
it.
let Mr. Scott know about the circumstances. Thank you, Your Honor. That's
All right. Thank you. All right. See? Justin Peacock. Would he be just under? You paid 90. Oh, you're number 95 on it. So he's probably right before Mr. Peacock. All right, Mr. Peacock, you're here in 23 CF 2819, charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon from another state. You don't have a lawyer.
No.
Do you want one?
No, but I got a witness here that's going to talk to the state attorney that it was hers, it wasn't me.
Okay, I understand that, but that's not for me to do.
Right.
So what would you like to do with your case?
Schedule it off, I guess, until I can talk to the state attorney.
It's a year old. I'm not going to do that.
Huh?
I'm not going to pass it again. It's a year old.
Well, then can't she talk to the state attorney right now?
She certainly can if the state attorney is willing. Otherwise, I'm going to set it for trial.
All right, let's set it for trial.
Do you want a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. Can you afford your own attorney?
No.
All right. You're going to have to fill out one of those applications. There should be one in front of you, but I'm going to go ahead and provisionally appoint the public defender's office.
Your Honor, we're going to enter a not guilty plea if one hasn't already been entered.
I'm sure it has. It's a year-old case. But what I'd like to do is, if y'all can talk before January 6th and come back maybe? That way we know what we're going to ultimately do with it.
That's fine for the state, Your Honor, to set it for next week.
Maybe they've got a witness that can get everything worked out. All right, January 6th, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
What? Okay. Is there anyone else here that's not represented? All right. Your name, sir?
Brian Boyd.
Boyd? All right, come on up, Mr. Boyd. All right, this is 24 CF 2137, Brian Boyd. Mr. Boyd, you're charged with basically tampering with evidence and possession of marijuana less than 20 grams. Do you understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't have an attorney. Do you want one to be appointed?
I have an attorney, but my appointment is January 6th at 10 o'clock.
Who's that with?
Andrew Marks.
Pensacola?
Yes, sir.
What was the date again?
January 6th, 10 o'clock.
All right, so I don't want to set you on that date because you've got an appointment already. This appears to be a relatively new case. Do you want me to put it on February 24th and have you come back with Mr. Marks?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any issue with the state?
No issue, Your Honor. It is a probationary offer.
Okay, they're offering probation. So February 24th, come back, obviously talk to Mr. Marks or whoever you end up hiring to represent you. If you can't afford to get a lawyer to represent you, I can talk to you about that at your next court date.
Yes, sir.
All right, February 24th, 9 a.m.
Have a good day.
You too, sir. All right, Venetia Berry. Any relation to Mr. Berry? All right. All right. Sounds like Miss Berry is not present. She was. Clerk's minutes from December 5th say that she was present without counsel. She was given a copy of the information, pled not guilty and plans to hire an attorney, was given the court date, which is circled in blue ink, December 30th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Today's date. APS no bond.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else without a lawyer? All right. Ms. Flower? Oh, slow down. Who's your attorney? Mr. Gibbs. So you do have an attorney. He's not present. Someone's covering for him. Is that you, Mr. Russell? Yes, sir. Mr. Russell will talk to you. I understand. Sir, everyone's been here since 9 a.m. We're going to call you when you get called. All right, just so you know, I took over this division today. I'm changing the way we do some of these things. This is not a discussion at this point, sir. I'm just trying to advise you of something. All right. Ms. Flowers, are you ready? All right. Mr. Russell, do y'all have any that you might be able to take?
Your Honor,
When she takes a break?
they're going to be continued.
I can, Judge.
If you're writing something up and you need a second, Ms. Flowers, we can certainly try to take some other things if that'll help some people get out of here.
Judge, this is a case of Miss Glisson's. For the record, it's Camden Barnum, page 64 of your docket. Case number is 22 CF 3192. It's a murder case. Mr. Barnum is in custody, but he wasn't transported. That's because Mr. Gibbs, I guess, had talked to him before I got the case and said they were going to continue it anyway today. It's a murder case. I don't know anything about the case, so we were going to ask for continuance anyway.
All right. So do you think this will be your case going forward?
Say again?
Will this be your case going forward?
Hope to decide that in the next couple of weeks, Judge.
Okay, just for Mr. Barnum's reference, I dealt with a case in my other division that involved him. So again, if he has any concerns about me handling this case at this point, I just want to make sure y'all know about that. All right, otherwise, February 24th for Mr. Barnum.
Did you handle it to conclusion, Judge?
Yes.
Okay. I think I know what you're
I
talking
think I
about.
still have an order I have to write on it, but
I'll either I or Mr. Gibbs.
I've made the final decision. I'm just not sure if I finished the order yet, so.
Okay. We'll talk to him about it.
Okay, just want to make sure that y'all know about that.
I have fleeing without.
You want me to call some out of custody, Judge?
Did motorcycle that he's got it today.
Y'all have one ready?
Misdemeanor.
They're walking up.
Second degree.
Yeah, second degree misdemeanor.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Get
Who?
Frazier email from. Your Honor, this is Corey Valley before the court.
Yeah. Probation E5.
Is that going to be your case, Ms. Rivers, or is he going to be under Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, Your Honor, this is my case.
Okay.
And
I'm just trying to find everybody in a timely fashion.
This is 23 CF 1996.
I've got it.
thank you, Your Honor. This is, Your Honor, we have depositions set in February. And as you can note by the charges, these are very serious. But the first round of depositions are set for February. I know since depositions have been set, additional discovery has been provided, so we'll have to end up adding that on a different day. But we're going to request a continuance at this time, Your Honor.
How long have y'all been on it?
I've been on the case since May. Oh,
Since his appointment date, Your Honor.
All right, February 24th. Thank you, Mr. Valley. All right.
Judge Jay Williams, Tim Gibbs for Mr. Washington. Judge, I'm going to have to move to continue the case. We discussed, or do you want to set it on for the 6th? I think it's going to be sometime
normally your
after the
case,
first of
right?
the year. Excuse me?
This wasn't your case, Mr. Williams?
No,
right?
Judge, it's not. It's Mr. Gibbs' case.
My understanding, at some point, you asked for a Nelson hearing. Is that right, Mr. Washington? So it sounds like you may be changing lawyers anyway. Do y'all want to come back quickly to discuss that, or do we want to set it for the February 24th?
I wouldn't be in a position to respond to anything in the Nelson inquiry, Judge, since I wasn't the attorney. But
I think it might be moot at this point, right?
I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we can set it whatever's convenient for the court.
I'm here all the time, so it's
I've
not really about
got,
my convenience, but if it's a brand new attorney taking over a case like this, I would guess a continuance would be prudent.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any issues with that, Mr. Washington? All right,
Okay.
February 24th.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
Ms. Flowers is speaking with Jackson.
Joshua Jackson?
Your Honor, I have a case in which the defense did not appear, and I'm covering for Mr. Andrew McGraw from Pensacola.
Okay, which case is that?
That would be John Forrest, 2010 CF 57.
Who's the attorney?
Defense counsel's Gilbert Schaffnet out of Tampa. They filed
I
an
thi-
emergency motion to continue on.
I
the
saw that.
26th.
I've tried to log into both my Zoom and Judge Gontaric's Zoom several times during the morning and never saw anybody on it. So doesn't he normally appear by Zoom for cases, Mr. Schaffner? He's from Gainesville or
He
Tampa.
does, but I believe he addressed an illness in his motion.
I read that.
And I think that's why he's not here, but Mr. McGraw wanted to be sure that I addressed it with the court.
Okay. Do we just want to put it on February 24th then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, February 24th. That was... That was John Forrest, which was 2010 CF 57. Will be set for February 24th. If we can make sure notice goes out to defense counsel. I did read the motion yesterday, I think.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Do you have anything else?
I have one case, Ronald Norris with Mr. Williams.
Okay. I know
Yes,
we're
sir.
set for next week on that. Do we want to, he's not, I'm assuming he's not here.
Judge, I think you wanted to inquire about him regarding somebody appearing at Zoom
I did.
at the hearing. I'm flexible on it, whatever works for the court.
Do you want to stick around for that, Ms.
That
Sandler?
witness contacted me today. She'll be appearing in person. She
Okay.
switched duty week, so she just
so that's-
contacted me about 20 minutes ago.
I just wanted to make sure, given the situation, that I ask him if he's okay with, I think you didn't object to it, but I still have to ask him some questions.
I think the motion is moot now, though.
Okay.
All right, Judge. Then I don't know that we need to bring him in. Let's just leave him on the docket as is.
It's January.
Ms. Sandler and I have been
It's the 7th we're set?
in communication. I believe it's the 7th, Judge.
We're set for 4 hours?
For the stand your ground
And then we
hearing.
can
I think
leave.
both of us have had some witness issues, so she and I will talk and reach a decision on, if anything needs to change.
Okay. Just,
But we leave it on for docket day as well as the hearing.
I'm fine with that, Judge. I'm gonna be here all day anyway, so.
well, let's hope not all day, but,
I would appreciate being able to go back to the office, Your Honor.
all right, so,
I appreciate that very much.
all right, so
And-
we'll put it on for January 6th as well?
Yes, sir.
All right,
So that's-
January 6th for docket J, January 7th is our already scheduled stand your ground hearing
Yes, sir.
at 9 o'clock, I believe.
Yes, sir. And the state anticipates having a response to the motion to dismiss filed by Thursday.
Anything y'all want me to read, get to me hopefully before Friday or by Friday? That way I have,
I'll have a response to you.
okay,
by
no, I
Thursday.
just, any case law, anything like that you want me to read, I'd rather be versed on it ahead of time.
Yes, sir, that's fine. I think, I'm trying to recall if there's any video that's gonna be on question, just in general, so that I'll know. If it's a situation where there's going to be video, do you want us to try to make that available?
If y'all agree to that and it's more than a few minutes, sure, I'll take a look at it in advance, so you guys don't have to watch me watch the video.
Yes, well,
The state anticipates no video, just photos for
Okay.
the hearing. With that, may I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, there she is. She's hiding behind Miss Leone.
Morning, Judge. This is, Your Honor, Jennifer Flowers with RCC for the record on behalf of Joshua O'Bryce Jackson in case number 23 CF2131 and 24 CF445. We have reached an agreement with the state for a negotiated plea, if I may approach with the plea. Actually, let me have Mr. Jackson sign it. We have gone over it, but he was unable to sign
Sure.
until now. I'll date it for you. And I'm just dating it for him because it's kind of difficult for him to write. Okay. May I approach? And the sentence is a downward departure based on a negotiated plea.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Jackson, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Sir.
All right, can you state your name and how old you are?
Joshua Jackson, 17.
All right, Mr. Jackson, you're here in 23 CF 2131 with the charge of vehicle theft, a third-degree felony, and in 24 CF 445, possession of a weapon by a Florida delinquent, which is a second-degree felony. That's punishable by up to 15 years in state prison. Do you understand those two charges?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this plea and sentencing agreement with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign it?
Yes, sir.
Did you have enough time to discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the advice and representation from your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything that you asked her to do that she's failed to do on your behalf?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, or prescription medications that could affect your ability to make this plea?
No, sir.
Have you ever been treated for a mental health issue?
Sir?
Have you ever been treated for a mental health issue?
No, sir.
All right. Has anyone forced, pressure, or threatened you in any way to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything in return for your plea?
No, sir.
Do you understand by entering a plea that you begin up your right to a trial where the state would have to prove these charges beyond all reasonable doubt?
Yes, sir.
And you understand that you're giving up all your trial rights, which are enumerated in this document that you've read and signed?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand there won't be a trial of any kind?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you're waiving any potential defenses that you have to these charges?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how far have you gone in school, Mr. Jackson?
We got, you mean as I've been...
Like what grade are you in?
Oh, I'm in 10th.
You're in 10th grade. But you were able to read and understand all this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions about it? All right. And what is your plea?
Oh, no contest.
Okay. All right, I'm going to accept your no contest plea as freely, voluntarily, knowingly given in 23 CF 2131 and 24 CF 445. In both cases, you'll be adjudicated guilty. Downward departure sentence upon a plea agreement of 45 months in Department of Corrections with credit for time served, concurrent between the two cases. Each case will also have $615 in court costs, $150 costs of defense, and those money will go to collections. It'll be adjudicated if I didn't already say that. Did I miss anything? State's agreement, okay. And again, it is a agreed upon downward departure based on a negotiated plea deal. Anything else from Mr. Jackson?
That's it.
All right,
Thank you,
stuff will
Judge.
be fingerprinted. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court.
However...
Whatever you're ready for, Ms.
Okay,
Flowers.
Barbara Abrams?
Barbara Abrams.
She is present and approaching. Your Honor, I'm not sure, she didn't come up on my docket, and I'm not sure which cases, but I am assigned in 3 cases, 24 CF 2753, 24 CF 2516, and 24 CF 1144. We're asking for a continuance in this matter. This is my first time up on
Looks
all
like
of
the
these
newest
cases.
case is just from December 2nd.
Yes,
Without objection, Your Honor.
thank you.
All right, all 3 cases will be continued until February 24th. Stay in touch with your lawyer, Ms. Abrams.
Lori Brown. Lori Brown. Your Honor, Lori Brown was on for a PTI recall. I believe she lives out of the area. I would ask to put her on docket day and maybe get a chance to get in touch with her. I would just ask the court for that.
Look at it. We know that she got notice of today's date.
I think notice was sent, but I don't know if she's still at that address.
A notice was sent to the Baker address back on November 14th. I'll leave it on for January 6th if she's here. Otherwise, I'm noting her failure to appear today.
Yes.
And we'll address potential capias at that point.
Thank you, Judge. Evelyn Colbert. Your Honor, this is Evelyn Colbert before the court. And it's funny, my docket doesn't have the case numbers, but we're asking for.
I've got 2024 CF 1635.
Okay, 1635, thank you. Your Honor, I think this has been assigned to a new prosecutor. The previous offer was like 10 years Department of Corrections, and I think I'm asking for a continuance to set up depositions and see if that's still the offer. And
Okay, well, who's got the case now?
Your Honor, it's
Is it
Ms.
Mr.
Turner.
Turner's?
It has been reassigned to Ms. Turner. Mr. Sprouse had it originally, but he's in the other division now.
Okay.
So there's
Well,
no
do you
objection
want
to
to see if you can talk to Ms. Turner about if the plea offers change, or you need the
and if-
depositions?
And then we'll need to just set depositions as well. So we're asking for a continuance.
All right, February 24th to set depositions.
Thank you. What's your phone number? Sir, when I call you, okay?
Who's next?
You want me to keep going with out of custody or?
10 years may be up.
Okay, Jessica Duffield is out of custody. Jessica Duffield?
She is here. She could
Yes.
be out in the hallway because I know I spoke to her.
All right,
I've
let's
spoken to
recall
her
it.
as well.
This is that
It is my first time up on her case.
Well, let's just see if she's.
Okay, sure. Should I continue? Should I try somebody
Let's
else?
just circle her and we'll recall her if she.
Okay.
It sounds like someone's seen her. She's just not in the room right now.
I'm trying to find someone who's not an inmate. Oh, James Jackson is present. And approaching.
'24 CF 2486.
Yes, Your Honor. This is our first time up. We're still in the discovery process. We're asking for a continuance.
All right, February 24th is the first time up, first continuance. Mr. Jackson, stay in touch with your lawyer.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll see you back on that date.
Okay, let's see. Justice Kelly?
Justice Kelly.
Kelly.
Oh.
I not had contact. I thought he was an inmate, actually, but.
It looked like it from Ms. Turner's notes as well.
Oh, he is? Justice Kelly? Okay,
Not listed on ours as an inmate.
yeah. He is
Fine.
here, though.
We'll get
Okay,
to
so
him.
we'll bring him out later. I can do Dalen Kendall. Dalen Kendall, he's out of custody, and we are entering a plea in that case. This is 23 CF 2607. Let me just make sure all the parties have signed, except me. We have reached an agreement with the state, if I may approach.
You've got no contact with AV. Is that alleged victim, or is that the actual initials?
No, that's alleged victim.
Okay.
He knows who it is.
Well, I understand. I just would like to be able to tell him who he's supposed to stay away with. All right. Mr. Kendall, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right. State your name, please.
Dalen Kendall,
All right. Mr. Kendall, how old are you?
21.
All right. And did you go over this plea and sentencing agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it? All right. Is that what you want to do today? Yes. I saw you nod, but the microphone's got to pick you up. All right. So you're currently charged with burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery and 2 counts of aggravated battery. Calls for the state to dismiss the burglary with battery. Is that right? That's what you're expecting? Okay. And 2 years of community control followed by 3 years probation? Okay. All right. And that's what you want to do today? Okay. Are you under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, or prescription medications that could affect your ability to make that decision today? All right. And have you ever been treated for a mental health issue?
No, sir.
All right. Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Ms. Flowers? She answered all your questions? You satisfied with her representation? Has anyone forced, pressure, or threatened you in any way to enter this plea? Anyone promise you anything in return for this plea? Do you understand by entering a plea there won't be a trial of any kind and you're waiving all potential defenses that you may have? All right. And you said you're 21. How far did you go in school?
Graduated.
You graduated high school? Okay. Did you have any questions about this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what is your plea? Okay. All right, this calls for a withhold, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to accept your plea as freely, voluntarily, knowingly given. Again, count 1, state's going to enter a null process, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Counts 2 and 3 will be concurrent, withhold, 2 years community control, followed by 3 years standard probation. You're to successfully complete batter's intervention program, which is I'm not sure if it's 26 or 29 weeks now, long program. Make sure you do that. Do you have a court cost on I can fill in here? Is that including cost of defense? Okay, so $867. So $867 in court costs, $150 cost of defense, waive cost of supervision, no contact with the victim in the case. Is that the same victim in both counts?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And all terms are concurrent. Did I miss anything?
No, Your Honor, that,
All right, is this a guideline sentence?
it's a downward departure.
Downward departure score, 44.25. So that's 2 and 3.
Timothy Kimmons.
All right, the standard will be fingerprinted. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and the sentence of the court.
Timothy Kimmons. Your Honor, I've had no contact. I also don't have discovery yet in the matter, but I have had not.
All right, Timothy Kimmons. No contact, he's not present. KP is no bond. Next.
Cody Lavin. Your Honor, Cody Lavin is present and approaching. This is case number 24 CF 2011. We, as of, I guess, day before as of yesterday, I did not have an offer or discovery. First time up, we're just asking to continue to get that discovery.
All right, has the discovery been sent? You received it?
It was not in, no,
All right, state
not that I
law.
saw.
I can check, I can verify, Your Honor.
And if there is, it is a criminal mischarge. If there is an offer, we could put him on for docket day. If
We
there's-
should, because there is an
Okay.
offer. I wonder if we shared it with the public defender before.
Okay, could we set him for docket day for a potential plea?
All right, January
You
6th
need
at
to call
9
me.
a.m.
What's your
for
phone number?
plea or continuance. Oops, that's the wrong one. All right. Can I get the attorneys to approach for a second?
Yeah.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma of the Crestview Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated.
Yes, please. All right, here's where we're at, everybody. We've got about 30 more cases with the Regional Office of Conflict Counsel. Then we're going to take a short lunch break. It's already 12:42. I just don't want everyone who's on the still on the docket who's not going to be called by Miss Flowers to sit here and watch for another 30 minutes potentially just to be told to come back later. So what I'm going to do is anyone who's here who's not Miss Flowers' client and is represented by the public defender, y'all can come back at 2 o'clock. Hold on, not everyone jump up at once. I just don't want y'all to sit here and wait for that purpose. Again, I know this is not easy. This is why we're making a change. Now that we have different judges rotating in, we've all decided this would be a better way to do things. So we hopefully don't have everybody sitting around waiting all day, but we couldn't change that till today. So come back at 2 o'clock. We'll see you then. You're free to go. Come back that time or else there could be a warrant put out for your arrest.
Thank you. Your Honor, can I just confirm, or Madam Clerk,
Say again.
is docket day the 6th?
Y'all are free to go if you like.
January 6th? Okay, I'm just writing it on here.
All right, next, Ms. Flowers. I didn't realize you had that many cases.
That was Mr. Lavin, right?
Yes.
You didn't file a demand for discovery, that's why you didn't get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's filed.
James Lewin?
Oh, the public defender filed it. That's what, Mr. Williams had filed it.
Hmm?
You said J, so of
Oh.
course I wanted to.
Would you like me to continue, Judge?
Go
Or
ahead.
wait. Llewellyn.
His column is, you know, Steve, if you've got someone who we can take, just.
This is-
Just.
This is
Okay.
James Llewellyn. I have a couple more. We're just asking for a continuance, and this is the first time up, and we need to set him for a bond hearing at the first available miscellaneous
Hearing
date.
was just modify conditions.
Who
All right, if y'all are leaving, if we could step out, it's just hard to hear up here.
Oh, it's mine. I cannot hear.
Sorry, I was just trying to be quick.
All right, Llewellyn, they're asking for a continuance. It's the first time up.
That's fine, no objection.
All right, first continuance, February 24th.
Okay. I'll file, can we go ahead and put him on the docket for February 9th and let me file a motion? Or would you rather me do a notice of hearing for a bond condition?
January 9th?
Oh, January 6th, yeah, or January 9th, yeah.
There is a victim involved. I would have to notify them for any change in the bond conditions, so I would object to having it next week, unless you file your motion and I have notice of what you're arguing.
Okay, I'll file the motion, Your Honor.
File the motion, then set it for hearing.
Yes, yes, Judge. 2/24, and I'll get in touch with you before then. Well, I'm gonna get it set. I'm gonna get it set. I think the rest are inmates. All right, Your Honor, this is Brian Brogan, RC, Jennifer Flowers with RCC for the record on his behalf. I've got the 24 CF 2319. This is my first time up asking for a continuance.
There's no objection.
All right. 224, first time continuance.
Okay, you're done. Thank you. Your Honor, this is Justin Cox in case number
24 CF 2563.
First time up. I do not have an offer. It may be the similar situation. Can we set him on the 6th as well to see if there is
Y'all
an
have
offer?
an offer for him that can be conveyed.
That's fine on the 6th. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, January 6th, we'll come back. Plea continue.
Come see it before my mom. Okay. And Your Honor, this is David Creech in 24 CF 1442. The defense is ready to set for trial.
How many days would you expect?
One.
Who's on Creech?
Ms. Leone.
Leone, they're announcing ready for trial.
Yeah, I'm trying to see which case. He has two cases.
No, does he?
One out. This is the one with the weapon.
I only have one.
Okay. Well.
All I have is 24 CF 1442.
Yes, you're on 1 second. I'm checking the witnesses. We should be fine. State is ready. And obviously,
Was there a plea last month on something else?
There was an,
The fingerprints are in this file, so I just want to make sure that they get into the right file. The other case number is listed on the fingerprints that are in this file.
yeah, we reached an agreement on the other case.
You're fine.
But this one is.
All right. So one-day trial, Ms. Leone, do you agree with that?
excluding the jury selection, yes. And if I may ask, Your Honor, that he gives the fingerprints right now, because I need them for the convicted felon.
Is that why? Well, no, it's
We
got
will
the
be
other case.
stipulating to.
You
convict-
stipulate to convicted felon?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, any pretrial issues that you all expect that we need to talk about maybe next week, or?
I guess
Possibly.
we'll come back on the 6th for docket date, for status, and then we will.
I'll talk to him about waiving or stipulating to the conviction,
Okay.
the convicted felon status.
Can we do that on the 5th?
We'll do that on January
On the
6th.
6th, that's fine. Okay.
Okay. All right, any pretrial issues that you all expect that we need to talk about maybe next week, or? I'll talk to him about waiving or stipulating to the conviction, the convicted felon status.
Okay.
All right, so January 6th and then January 13th for trial.
Okay.
Talk about which days.
Yes, Your Honor, the same issue. I will issue subpoenas for both weeks, and then we will address it on the 6th.
Once we know how many trials we've got.
Yes, yes.
Anything else from Mr. Creech?
Think we're all
All right,
good.
we'll see you
Thank
back
you.
next week, sir.
I'll see you soon. I'll see. Javaris Sturm is next. He is in case number 24 CF 739 and 24 CF 831. Your Honor, we recently got FDLE back and his charges were elevated. And it's changed some things, so we're asking for a continuance to reassess.
No objection.
All right, February 24th.
Bill.
This is Shane Bell, 20 CF 1878. We are, let's discuss with Ms. Berkman. May we approach on this actually? Sure.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Space.